Your mind is being altered by stoned ape theories with
Hubo,
Kapowski,
and the Dude.
A podcast where we alter our perception of reality and discuss the meaning of life on this pale blue dot.
My state, primate. My state, primate. I stay.
Yodi.
Hey, what's
fucking
going on?
going?
So,
Brody.
so we gotta do. We gotta do. This guy is so funny. He hates it. So we gotta do some introductions this time because we got a special guest.
Special guest.
Yep.
Yes.
All the way out here from the Dub C, visiting us.
206 Village.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! Call it out.
No, check it out. No, not straight up. My phone still 206.
Yeah.
Because I just can't. Because that's really where I'm from. I'm really not from out here. So it's
We
just
all
one
got
of,
206.
It's one of
I
those
don't know
things.
about Ryan though.
I got 360, baby.
It's like a weird thing that I'm just hanging on to.
I've been right here in this general 5-mile vicinity since I was 2.
We've been out here 5 years. We've been out here 5 years, and it's like, how the fuck did 5 years pass that fast?
Jesus Christ.
It's been my whole life out here, so like at this point, I'm like
Bro.
watching the city change. It's
Well, it's
crazy.
super dope getting to like cruise around with you because we get to, because you know this area, and even though we've been out here for 5 years, we've tried to explore. You know, it took us 2.5, 3 years to find Deschutes Falls, which is the dopest swimming spot.
Yeah.
It's so fucking fun out there.
Besides the rabid horseflies.
so
Dude, that's serious, right?
Spot.
The horseflies are serious, dude. That's the first
No,
time.
they're trolling you the whole time.
Swarms.
They're just fucking with you.
Swarms. Yeah.
They'll leave you alone for like 5 minutes
ever go
and then
out there,
come back
Ryan?
and like swarms
yeah.
at 10.
Yeah, man, it's wild.
So for context, we're all in like the Western Washington Olympia general area for everything. So yeah, it's wild out here.
Yeah. It's beautiful too.
It's gorgeous. It's naturally amazing.
Yeah, I went from living in the city my entire life to coming out here and having crazy ass country neighbors. There's like, we have like 3 neighbors, right? And they're all like fairly distant. You know, we have like a pretty decent size property
Right.
that we're on.
It's like our own little space.
Yeah, it's like about 2 acres, and it's, you know, it's awesome. It facilitates everything that we need. But dude, we got country ass fucking neighbors, right? And it's so different from living in the city, and I can't even imagine going back to the fucking constant chaos.
Bro, the crazy part is I can imagine
Yeah.
going back to the city and chilling
Dude.
there.
Yeah.
Growing up in this and always being the country ass neighbor, dude, like I could not possibly imagine. Like I go into cities and I'm like, this is cool. I'm glad I get to leave this, but this is cool while I'm here.
Bro, the city is where it's at.
Yeah,
It's active down there.
Dude, I
like
drove
chilling.
a 26-foot delivery truck every day up and down and through the fucking alleys of Seattle. I've seen the darkest crevices of Seattle, and it's not pretty. Okay, it is not. No.
especially around Chinatown.
And I'm telling you, the hills in Seattle and Tacoma,
Tacoma can
South
be
Hill.
pretty.
bro.
South Hill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, South Hill's bad too.
But driving a big ass truck and navigating and like, it's just stressful. Like after that, like, and I've just spent the majority of my life, you know, riding buses. We talked about that. You know, you took a trip from up here last time you were out here,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Back on
That
the
was
bus.
fun. It
Did
was
you
a
ride
new
the train or the
experience.
bus?
It was the bus.
The
It was
bus?
intercity travel.
Yeah, and I remember talking to you. This is Tweedy, by the way.
Yeah,
I forgot to
tell
say
us
my
who
name.
you
Yeah,
are,
this
man.
is our special introduction right here that we totally fucking
Fuck.
forgot.
Tell us what's up, Tweedy.
Yeah.
What's up?
Who's Tweedy? What's Tweedy about, man?
I don't know. I just like being around, just adding my 2 cents. Hope I'm not too annoying, and yeah. I don't know.
Well, let's
I don't really
introduce
have
him.
a good introduction.
Let's introduce Tweedy into context, into who he is to us,
Oh, all right.
right? right? So, Tweedy's been a part of our lives for me, probably about 6 years through Zach, because they've been close friends.
For me, about like the last week. Like the last.
How old were we when we first met? Like 12,
13, yeah.
13? Like, we've been friends for like almost 7 years, dude.
It's crazy to
But
say.
yeah, I've been super close friends with Tweedy since before I moved out here into the partial country.
Oh, man. But it feels
And,
country, though, right?
Feels hella country. But
It's partial country. It really is.
We've been hella good friends ever since we met, and we've always just seemed to hit it off,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's who Tweedy is to me.
So my, introduction to Tweedy was through Zach, through video games and Discord. And talking, so I'd come in, I'd bust into Zach's room, and be like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And he's talking with all his friends on Discord. They're chopping it up, and they're playing Roblox. They're playing, all kinds of crazy games.
Cold War.
And then, like, sometimes it would be late, and I'd just be hanging out, talking with Zach, and Tweedy'd be on the line, And so that just came, like, a funny thing in my mind. I'm just like, hey, is Tweedy on the line? I'll just bust in, right? Because, like, honestly, I'd like to say I give a fuck about anybody else, but, like, we've had long conversations, at night, talking about all kinds of crazy shit, right?
So speaking of talking about all kinds of crazy shit, last episode we lobbied ourselves up a topic for this episode.
Oh yeah.
And recently, while we've been at work, we've been discussing how messed up our brains are internally, and all the issues that plague us, because both you and I have severe ADHD.
Oh my god.
And are extremely neurotic people.
Oh.
On the realest level.
I think my brain is pretty tame unless I'm out in the wild,
Unless you let it off the leash and let that beast free. Yeah, you're a maniac.
Still a little fucked up. For sure.
Yeah, so this guy, he's been out skating. So 2 days ago, he's like, man, I can't skate anymore because of my ankle, because he went skating, messed his ankle up, right? We take him to the doctor, get it checked out. He's like, yeah, your ankle's sprained, right? So he just keeps skating. But ultimately, here's what's going to happen. It's just going to be strong as fuck, right? And you're just going to be able to hit anything.
Or you'll fuck it up even more, and then you'll really be screwed. So, that's the risk you take, man.
Silver lining over here.
But that's the risk you take, Sometimes you gotta just go with it.
But he's
After
just
last
such a
night,
savage.
that was like, I'm done for a minute, because I just need to walk it off and actually regain strength from my ankle.
Yeah, let it heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just don't want to, like, lose mobility. That's like the major.
Right. No, I can walk on it. I can run on it right now, but I wouldn't like to run on it.
Yeah.
So, but so you haven't been, like, officially diagnosed with any mental do you think you have any mental disorders?
I wouldn't say I have any mental disorders. I just think I have my fucking ups and downs, and sometimes life can just be rough.
Yeah. Tweedy, what about yourself?
I don't know, not that I'm aware of. Maybe a slight autism. I'm not sure. But, like, besides that,
You're like, I recognize tendencies within myself.
Yeah, I'm a bit weird. I'm a bit unhinged. I could definitely tell that. I don't want to self-diagnose myself with anything.
No, I got you.
I don't really know. I haven't really talked to, like, someone who's professionally, able to diagnose me with anything yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I know my mom has some mental disorders. She has a borderline personality disorder, and my brother out in California, he has bipolar. And so it definitely it is. I may have the genetics for that, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand how all that necessarily works. Like
because I do go a little, like, I don't know, off sometimes. Especially when I just get angry for no reason.
Like, what's hereditary? Like, what's passed down genetically?
I've got that.
Yeah.
The anger, like, it
It
took
can be
me.
the smallest of things too.
Like a weird thing too, right? Like, like
It doesn't have to be something that, like, it should be small, but it feels like it's the biggest thing on planet Earth.
Yeah. No, you have witnessed many of my very adult moments where I may or may not have lost my absolute shit over the tiniest thing for a minute, and then just had to like reel myself back in and be like, no, the world is still perfectly fine. Now the channel locks are just happen to be spiked directly into the ground.
Yeah. And you have witnessed some of mine as well. And, that's like... So, give context here for me and Ryan, right? We've been working together for the past 3 years. And other than family and fucking friends, like, this is the person that I spend the most time with. And it wouldn't work if we didn't hit it off on like a fucking crazy spectrum level. Like we're like, we literally are like mind melding sometimes. We're just like, yep, let's fucking, like it's borderline telepathic sometimes.
Which thank God, because our work van would not be sustainable if one of us was not just completely off. And there's so many moments of just like, oh yeah, no, you're not right at all. Like the moment where I really like flipped the switch and was like, oh yeah, he's not right. Like just as much as me is the cheese. When I figured out about the way
cheese, goddamn it.
Bro, and here's the deal. I can't even think about it.
You didn't cut the cheese right.
No, it's not even. I wish that it was that it was rational. It's totally irrational. Like, I can't even think about it.
Wake me up in the middle of the night if you're going to get a slice of cheese.
No, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. That would make me feel so much better. Like, if I got woken up in the middle of the night and someone was like, hey, could you come cut me a slice of cheese? I would go straight back to sleep knowing that the block of cheese wasn't fucking chunked up. It's like, if you go to cut...
disturb your sleep.
Dude, because, like, I don't have a connection to sleep like that. I need very... minimal sleep. I got like 6 hours is like
perfect.
4 to 6 hours. As long as I get 4 to 6 hours,
minimum.
Like, yeah. See, this is how people are fucking built different, right?
Yeah.
Like, because
I can go off 6 easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it for I did like 2 to 3 hours every night for school. So
there you
for
go.
Like 4 years. Yeah, it's pretty.
Dude, he's like a night warrior. This guy, he's just, and like no matter, like I try to talk to him about, it, like, hey man, okay. No, just no. I'm like, all right, man, like, you're gonna do your thing, and I fucking get it,
But like those
and
little
then
neurotic
the next day, like it didn't even happen.
Yeah.
There's been a couple days where it's like
perpetually dive bombing though.
Yeah. Where
you
it's
ever
like
have those
for
days,
4
Tweedy,
days
where you just feel like you're perpetually dive bombing.
Oh yeah, it only
just like
gets worse and
consecutive
worse and
L's.
worse.
Yeah,
dude.
I don't think I've ever experienced that though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I've definitely where like everything.
I'm like waiting for
That
it to
was
happen
literally the
so I
past
can just
month.
get real.
Like
for
it
a
just
minute.
compiles and just Well,
And
fuck
this is
yeah.
where it ended up,
Honestly,
my
I
current
wasn't even thinking
situation.
about it. Holy fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on with your current situation? Right?
As much as you're willing to share on the internet.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, temporarily kicked out, or not temporarily, I guess permanently. I need to find another place to live, and so I guess this is just the middle point for me now in my life, and it just branches out into multiple different options I could take from here on out. So hopefully I could use this time to figure out what I'm gonna do, and I don't know, next couple years are gonna be pretty crazy. But yeah, right now I'm, I don't know, technically emancipated, but yeah, I'm chilling. Kind of just revealed my age right there, but it's whatever.
Yeah, so this situation with Tweedy kind of got taken out of hand, and I don't know how much you're interested in sharing about the
No,
situation.
we can go into details. Yeah, I mean, as long as
anything
names
that
are
you're not
withheld,
cool with,
yeah.
honestly, we can cut out and fucking,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
listen,
saying?
if this runs for 3 hours, I'll edit it down to fucking 1 if we need to.
All right.
Yeah.
But so Zach gives me a call the other day, and he's like, "Hey man, like Tweedy's,
You
something's
guys keep
going
talking
on."
about life for a minute. I'm gonna go
All right.
grab the beers. Just keep the podcast running.
All right, dude. Yeah, and so Zach calls me, and Tweedy, has kind of become a family friend. I've kind of adopted him through Zach. You know, he's come camping with us, and you know, come on some family trips, and so we care about him. And so if there's something going on with Tweedy, we got to rally for the homie. You know, so and anyhow, he needed a place to stay because the people that he actually was transferred like guardianship to, right, from your grandparents.
Yeah. People I was staying with were my powers of attorney, but my legal guardians were my grandparents, so it was a weird situation. So
yeah, and so my personal feeling on this was like it was a total overreaction, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you think? What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, completely. It was just people I was staying with were very stubborn with rules, and I understand that, you know. But one of their major things that they just would not tolerate was weed, you know. I couldn't be allowed to smoke it in any form, you know, unless I was 21. And, you know, I get that. But one day, I had got a dab pen, and I was enjoying the shit out of it, dude.
The dab pen's allowed for discretion, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is a new thing.
It's too convenient.
So when I was a teenager, that shit...
I gotta try and steer clear of them.
Was not, dude, that was not an option. When I was a teenager, there was no such thing as a dab pen. You couldn't be discreet. Like, those leave almost no trace. You know, you're ghost mode with a dab pen.
Yeah.
You know, like, but if you go blaze a blunt, like, you guess what? When you come back, they know you just blazed a blunt, right? Because you're reeking. But you guys are in this era that you have dabs and these oil pens and edibles. Like, here's the deal.
Edibles are crazy.
Edibles in my time were like, if you knew a dealer or whatever, or your fucking friend's aunt, you just baked some magical brownies, you know, they show up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like, it was not like, now you just go to the store
and get fucking Rice Krispies.
Yeah, bro, like, it's so different. It's so different.
I existed through high school completely intoxicated through the magic of Mountain Dew and vodka and fucking dab pens.
Yeah.
Like it, that road, because I hit high school like perfect time, right for like the first dab pens were starting to come out, and man, when I first figured, I'm like, you can just, and it doesn't. And like, dude, nectar collectors and shit. I'm like, oh, so now, bro, we can
let me ask you this, Ryan, since you're back. Let me explain a scenario to you, right? So this young man here, he moved out here from Ohio because he was staying with his grandparents because extenuating circumstance. Anyhow, he wants to come back here, be with his friends. Guardianship's transferred. So they catch him smoking weed twice, right? Twice. And he skipped school one time.
Yeah,
right?
just once.
No.
Oh, yeah. The worst child. Just an absolute delinquent.
Right. And now kick him out so that he doesn't have anywhere to go. And then
his fuck stability.
And then cut his phone off. It seemed vindictive, man.
It
seemed so unnecessary. I was like kind of blown away. I'm like, so let me guess. I'm like, did he vandalize their house? Did he break in? Did he steal their car? Did he steal their booze? Did he steal their weed? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Explain to me the situation that justifies kicking, like,
and there is
totally
none.
putting
there
his living situation up in jeopardy.
There isn't a justification.
It totally
for it.
blew my mind, right? So I was like, yeah, sure, like, what the fuck ever. I talked to my girl, and I was like, hey, like, this is what's going on. Can we,
I've adopted many people into my house.
Yeah, right? And, like, Zach knows, throughout my life, I've had, like, an open door policy. I've fucking, I've had hella people in my house. No matter what house it is, right? Like, I
have an excess room upstairs.
About my people and the people I care about.
Yeah. I have an excess room upstairs. Like, if anyone's like, can I stay, whatever, like, I immediately, it's like, come stay, because I don't understand, like, why everyone can't just help. It's like, if they just need it, like, if they...
Well, it seemed very uncivil. right? It just
Seems
seems like
very
it's not
uncivilized.
necessary. Like, okay, if you're gonna put his shit in
Well,
a
like, listen,
people,
it's
like,
not coke.
help him out. Be like, hey, look, we'll give you some time, or we'll help you find a place, tell it's stable or whatever.
Yeah.
But just to like pull the rug out and just
Yeah,
cut
the
your
next
phone
day.
off.
And next day.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was tripping. It like honestly, I'll straight up, it pissed me off. It took everything in me not to fucking pop off on the phone, because Zach
Same
knows.
with my
Zach
mom,
knows.
dude.
Zach knows. I got a fucking mouth, and like I got that level. And once I'm tweaked, it's hard to pull that throttle back, because I'm just
issues.
Yeah, so yeah, we're talking about mental health here, right? Like, yeah, it's like I got tweaked, and it's like, man,
I
it
got the
was
Jimmy
hard.
Johns yesterday.
So I just felt for you, man, and I was just like, I know what it's like. We talked about my teenage years and like some of the shit that I went through being homeless when I was a teenager, and shit like that, and so I can relate, because and I told you about starting over, and we talked about that a little bit, because it's like sometimes life just
Hits
fucking
reset.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's life just fucking throws you a fucking curveball, hits you with a hurricane, and there's no way you could foresee or be prepared for it, right? And now you gotta fucking land and start over, So
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's crazy to say, because like, listen, it's not cocaine, it's not heroin,
Right.
Like it's
not a
a
hard
drug that
drug.
is legal in this state, and like I get like
Yeah,
if
and they
you're
smoke
if
it
you're
themselves. It's not like it's something foreign to them.
which
Yeah.
is crazy, because I can't imagine a person who smokes
to
weed
get mad at a kid that smokes weed.
tripping like that.
like
You're like,
that.
hey, guess what? You're supposed to be living with us. No home.
You might need
what
to be
the fuck?
smoking.
No home, no phone. Like what? How am I supposed to even function in this reality simulation or whatever?
We
the
didn't
fuck?
even mention that. I wasn't even
Goddamn
caught doing it at
simulator.
their place. I was literally at the bus stop waiting for my bus to go to work, and I got caught because they
And
drove
you were
by.
going to work.
Yeah, they drove by and they
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
wanna
ask if I
drive?
needed a ride. It was just
You need a ride, huh?
worst timing ever.
Yeah, and
We're
like.
gonna catch you lacking at
And
the
then
bus.
when I was on the phone, right, like
Yeah.
she was acting like you were just straight blowing it in, because I guess they have a minor in the home and they don't want it to be a bad influence. Okay, I get that, but if you're just not like blowing it straight clouds in her face, bro, like I can see if you were being straight disrespectful and like you're chilling in the living room and she's watching
Bro,
like
and-
Dora the Explorer. I don't know how old she is, but and you're just sitting there just fucking. Just blowing fucking clouds on the couch,
Just straight like
up,
Winston
not giving
Churchill
a
right in her
fuck.
face.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, or if you did something to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just
There's
blows
no
my
justification.
mind. Yeah,
There's no justification.
like I know people who they've done fucking horrible things to their parents. Oh, have you ever heard of Bam Margera?
Oh
Right?
yeah,
Like the shit that he filmed, like he made a career off of doing the worst fucking unimaginable shit to his parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I have friends that did shit like that, like broke into their parents' house, robbed their fucking parents and shit
Insane.
multiple times, and still they weren't like, get the fuck out. You have nowhere.
My
Like,
ex,
it just wasn't like that.
my ex broke into my friend's house and stole their car and filled it up with diesel and it was a gas.
Oh,
and
my God.
and she had been kicked out of her house
A real winner.
multiple times.
A real winner.
Absolute
A
winner.
real winner.
Fucking
Absolute winner.
Diesel.
Bro, you won the fucking batshit lottery on that one, huh?
Yeah. I really did. But
God
like
damn.
and so like but she did crazy shit. Crazy shit. Way more
Yeah.
than what you're talking about, and like she got kicked out once and got sent to Idaho to go live with her grandparents, and then proceeded to get kicked out of there and back to her, but her parents still kept her around.
What?
Like they never kicked her like directly out onto the street. It was always like to somebody else or to them. And so with your situation, like how do you even like justify
Well, and here's the deal.
you're going
At
to
the
work
time-
and you decided to blaze a little reefer beforehand because it helps your day be a little more enjoyable.
Just
What a
chill out,
fucking crime.
Augment your reality a little bit, like I remember before you moved out here, like, we were thinking, hey, is this something, like we would need a bigger house, for you to come stay with us. Really, it just doesn't make it logistically, right? But we're willing to, host you for, however long to figure it out. But yeah, man, it's like one of those things where like they stepped up, to be the ones that you moved out here to Washington from Ohio to come fucking be with your friend, right? So that you fucking could be back with your friends and like actually have like a quality of life, right? To like improve the quality of your existence. You know,
just turned out to be like quite the opposite.
I just feel like it was just like a facade, you know?
Dude, it's not like you're a bad. It's not like you're a bad kid either. Like from what I've heard, you have a scholarship, you have a job. Like
bro's out here just winning.
Winning hard, and like just because he decided.
Like, oh, you smoked pot. Well, fuck you then.
Yeah, and like it's fucking. Listen,
like even your grandpa. Like I even told you, right? Your grandpa was like, hey. I don't understand. They're just sending me pictures of him winning, you know, a full scholarship, and then he gets caught smoking pot, and they kick him out. And your grandma's like, "That's illegal. Like you're the guardian. You can't just make a kid homeless. Like that's fucked up."
Doesn't make any sense. Like you just got your scholarship too. Like what's going through their mind? Dog?
Yeah, no sense of awareness. You know, and like reality. It's like there's a bigger thing going on.
You broke my rule, and that's all that matters in this reality. Which is
don't make no.
They're that black and white. Yeah.
Bro, I can't even wrap my mind around that type of shit.
And I get it, man. I've been around those people so much, and it's crazy how it's like if you want to use any sort of logic to argue with those people about anything, it doesn't work because they have their set rules, and their set rules work for them, and if it's not their set rules, then fuck you. Go fuck yourself. It doesn't matter. We had these set rules. You disobeyed those, even if it doesn't make any logical sense.
The 1800s. I swear to God.
Yeah.
No free thinking.
Shit is fucking wild, man.
But maybe we just free think because we have mental disorders.
Yeah, maybe. We're just free thinkers,
dude. Yeah. Shit.
I'm a professional at wrapping this shit back around to the original topic. Because I don't think we delved into the cheese topic enough because it's literally the fact.
Oh my god.
It's literally
this guy.
Fucking cheese.
Well, because I don't think.
You know how many times I've been caught lacking just trying to cut the block of cheese?
For real?
Well,
this is actually a problem.
More times than I can count on my fingers.
Well, hold on. So let me describe. Let me describe as a third person.
I can't even. So here's the deal. I quit buying a block cheese.
It's the most
economic. No, check it out. Check it out. It is the most economic way to purchase cheese is buying a big block of cheese, right? It's just the cheapest way to do it. No, I can't. I can't even buy the fucking block of cheese anymore because I can't handle it. I just can't handle it. Right? So I buy the pre-sliced cheese. And plus I like pepper jack and the habanero cheese. And so this way I can get my cheese that I like. And then
so
anybody else can have their cheese that they like, and it's their cheese, and I don't have to fucking think about it and be haunted like when I wake up and open the fridge and see this massacred fucking chunked up piece of cheese that's like a geometric fucking shit.
All right. Now here's the thing. I have things.
I can't even talk about it. It gives me anxiety.
I have
even
things
thinking about it.
That's
how much of a crazy person I am. Like I wish that I could.
For me, my keys, phone, wallet, all have to be, and I have to know where they are. If I don't know where they are, we have problems. I always put them in the same spot, in the same fucking spot. Everything has a fucking spot. Or at least a relative area of where the fuck it goes, so that I don't lose things. Now, when
minimal
I heard
3 spots.
Yes,
minimal 3 spots.
Minimal
After
3 spots.
That, no, it's going in it's either on my desk, on my dresser, or outside, like on the printer or next to the printer. Like those are my 3 spots. The keys go on the fucking key hook. They go on the key hook or right next to my wallet. Those are like the 2 spots.
So when I started coming in, like you grew up with him being a maniac about the cheese. I just heard we had a sandwich one day. I vividly remember this now because we had a sandwich one day and we started talking about the cheese on the sandwich, and he started losing his mind talking about a block of cheese and having to cut it in a perfect slice the whole time.
It's
and
not
I get
difficult. It's not difficult. Like with minimal effort,
here's the thing,
can slice.
Dude, sometimes I will chunk off cheese just to eat it. I remember
so good, dude. The fat chunk or the block just.
So, I remember that day realizing that, like, oh yeah, you probably have something off.
Like, why am I so fucked up that this literally, it fucking just makes...
That one
I
time...
can feel it in my
fingernails. I tortured you for half an hour. just talking about how the fact that I like to chunk shit off of the cheese, I watched you internally die on the inside.
The ultra cringe, dude. I literally, I want to fold inside out even thinking about it.
How did you feel when that one year I cut the middle? I literally cut a slice out of the middle of the cake.
Okay, so that was hilarious. That was funny. Now, but here's the deal: if the cake had already been cut in 2 segments. Right, but the cake when you cut it, it wasn't cut into segments. He just cut a square out to fuck with me. I thought it was hilarious, honestly. But if it had already been cut, and then he cut another, like I would have just been like, "What are you doing? Why would you do that to me?" I don't know why it is, but man,
because
the
it's
cheese
so daunting.
the cheese
I
thing.
need to do it.
Like when I pull out the cheese, like there's literally like I use the same knife. I don't use any other knife when I'm cutting the cheese. I have the knife that cuts the cheese, right? And then you just set it up, fucking perfect slice of cheese, right? You hold it up to the light, make sure the light goes through it a little bit, so it's like a little translucent.
What?
Perfect slice.
So
of cheese.
here's the next video we're gonna do. We're gonna make a video where you have to be strapped in a chair and watch me. Watch me specifically cut various objects. Because let me get I cut tomatoes at an angle.
Oh
I'll cut shit completely at an angle.
Chunk the cucumbers. Chunk the celery, everything.
So you know the ASMR
the potatoes,
right? So I watch the stuff that's like people slicing stuff perfectly.
It's satisfying.
Like watching people do sushi. Oh, it's so fucking satisfying, dude. It is
shivers.
It is dude. I literally do. I'm not even joking. Literally, like watching someone do something perfect is amazing. And Japanese people do perfect better than anybody. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The Japanese do perfect in everything they do.
True.
They do perfect. Have you ever seen them plane wood with a wood planer? They literally have competitions for wood planing to get a perfect sheet of wood.
Wow.
Like at the thinnest. It's like it's translucent wood. It's fucking amazing. They just have the attention to detail that I feel like everybody should have about cutting the goddamn cheese. Okay.
Unrealistic expectations. So
That's how I feel.
That was a perfect wraparound though.
Bro, I literally do feel that way though, man. Like there's certain things, like you've worked with me, right? Like there's certain things I don't give a fucking singular fuck about. Just do it, get it done. I don't want to think about it or do it. And then there's other things where I'm just like, please, no, just stop. Oh God, no, let me do it. I'll just do it myself. Like it literally is like
shoves you out of the
I'm
way.
like melting down. I'm just like, ooh.
Nope, stop.
We've had very few of those moments. I've watched you do it to other people. We've had very few of those moments because I'm as equally fucking like it needs to be this way.
No,
as
and
you
I totally feel as much of an asshole as I'm being.
Oh yeah,
right? I feel every bit of the asshole that I.
Oh yeah,
but like I have no ability to control it or rein it in.
Yeah,
I'm just
never
like,
get it twisted. I know I'm an asshole. I will openly tell you I'm an asshole. That being said, it won't stop because I can't. I don't know how people don't not. It literally hits a point in my brain where I like stop and I just go like, why?
Friday Night Funkin', I swear to God.
Why can you even operate in this existence?
Explain the reference. Friday Night Funkin'.
Oh no,
dude.
I am not explaining that reference.
Is that a reference to
How do
me?
we
I'm
explain
Friday Night Funkin'.
Where do we even start?
No, no. The way Ryan was stuttering.
just something
sounded
you have
like
to
the
be in the
shit
know
you made me
about.
Okay. No, because I literally have those glitch
I
moments
hope
too,
you
where
know
it's just like,
that
oh, God,
I am
no,
as
can't
equally
fucking-
confused on the Friday Night Funkin' as
Thank God.
as you are. Like
Yeah.
they're because like here's the thing, like we have a weird dynamic where like they get each other on every level. They get each other on like every level. I relate with the age because I'm much closer to them, but also like I relate to you a lot because of like our parents are like the same age. So like
It's so wild.
Yeah. It's a very weird dichotomy. So in terms of this, like Friday Night I have no idea what you just said.
It's a super cartoonish like rhythm beat game, and you have to hit the notes like on the beat, like to the beat.
Yeah.
And you have to hit what they want you to hit. But it has this super like cartoonish and like weird ass techno style to it, and it just gets absurd. And then
So it's not Beat Saber? Because I know Beat Saber.
And it got adopted. It got adopted by like 8 and 12-year-olds.
Huh.
So it's just hard to think about sometimes.
I gotcha.
Among Us, like you understand and know about it.
Among Us and like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the only reference that I know about
I'm
Among
sorry.
Us is sus. Right?
The
And, like,
fungus
is among us.
Oh yeah, that too. But the sus thing, right? Like so you guys have a friend, right?
But
and
I know about sus
immediately
before
when
Among
you
Us.
say sus, I immediately only think of one person, and you know exactly who. We don't need to say his name, but you know exactly who it is. You know exactly who it is when you say when I say sus, because it's like boop. Mad sus, right? Like, and I don't even understand the reference fully, right? I just think like suspect or suspicious, right? And I'm just like, that motherfucker is fucking sus.
Yeah, dude. That dude is sus as shit.
Bro, so I don't even understand the reference fully, but like, you can understand how it's used, and like still.
So one thing about my life, where like growing up on the internet, but then also spending the majority of my entire career in the trades and being around much older people, is the difference in the dialect. And like I know exactly
the range of exposure. That
like
you have.
I know how to talk to like certain people, and then like also the internet, but I have blind spots on both, and it's
Yeah.
But like the internet had its whole own fucking language that you could talk only in that language that you have to keep up with, because the language changes. And the fact that there are people like you two who can keep up with that, and I kept up with it for many years, but it hits a point where it's like it just became not possible.
I hope that doesn't happen to us.
do. No, it definitely will, because it will just keep evolving. Right.
We just gotta try and evolve with it.
Well, here's the thing: is that for me, is like
Bro, look at I'm over here, right? The only reason I have any kind of context for your guys' world is because like I have an interest, right? I'm like, like what the fuck are you into? What do you got going on? Who are you talking to? Like what the
Dude, I'm so happy I had my daughter young, because I'm hoping that she's gonna keep me hip.
Degree. You know what I mean? Like, and the crazy thing is, what I fucking love is right now what's happening is like Nas became popular again, right? And like so
dude,
like my
Nas
generation of hip hop,
Lil Nas X helped Nas become re-popular again, and I was like, this is amazing.
And it is amazing. It actually is amazing.
Yeah,
it's
MF
crazy.
Doom as well.
And so,
Everybody's
like,
listening now.
Yeah, so MF Doom, like that
'cause
shit
he
I
died.
was listening to, right?
And people pay attention when people die, which is the shitty part of the internet. Is like, if you die, like, dude, your numbers are going off the charts for like a few weeks at least.
You're not even making that money.
Exactly. Your family's making bank though.
Like we were talking about, like the fucking our type of crazy. Like one of those things for me, even since I was a young age, was hip hop. Like I became hyper focused and fixated on hip hop. Like, I remember I went to this poor kids Christmas event, right? Because like we grew up fucking poor. Now, if my dad heard this, he would totally cringe, because he was like middle class and working class, right? And so fucking my mom's side, no, we were on welfare. We're poor as shit, and like my mom didn't have money for Christmas presents or anything like that, so she'd sign up for all the free programs in the area. And we went down one year to this it was like some event center downtown Seattle, and they had bins of tapes, right? And like not CDs. Right, this is pre-CD. Let me just explain to you.
Cassette tapes.
Yeah, cassette tapes.
Wow.
Right, I'm talking like Maxell cassettes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so,
I don't know what a Max L is, and if I don't know, I guarantee you,
bro, I
you
feel
do?
like an ancient
I just
relic.
know VHS. All I know is cassette tapes.
So that's
VHS.
So
yeah. See, I know
tapes,
VHS.
There's
That's
like
it.
brands of and Maxell cassettes. That was
so
like
it's just a brand.
you've heard people rap about Maxell cassettes. I guarantee you.
Oh, listen,
Was it like the number one brand?
It was it was like one of them for sure.
Okay.
Right? Because you could do the side by side. You could dub. You could get a boombox that had two fucking.
Wow.
And so you put one on one side, and you could record shit to it, and then you could record then live another station station coming through the radio on the other one, so you could like have something pre-recorded and then dub both of those to the other cassette and do your own mix.
This is an art form, dude.
This is where, dude.
Well,
I'm telling you,
you
like,
can do all these things on the internet now, like that, and that's the crazy shit. But like how for you,
old I am, bro.
Yeah, but no, what I'm
Old as fuck. Yeah.
the segue was like, but like at the time, like I can imagine how fucking absolutely revolutionary it is.
Oh, like the first
like,
time
I
I
remember
heard
getting
rap
my
music,
first
it was
DS.
gangster ass rap music, and it was
I-
blowing my mind.
Dude, when I got my first DS, I was like, dude. And
I
like,
have a picture of him getting his first DS.
Bro,
Was
that
it-
Spider-Man
hold on,
game.
and
hold
he
on.
was geeking.
Was it the DS Lite?
Yes!
Yes, sir. That's how I know we're very similar in age, because like I had
blue
a.
DS Lite.
So if we go upstairs, if we go upstairs right now,
pretty.
if we went upstairs in my house right now, which we'll do after this podcast, and I'll show you, I have 4 DSs, and they're all the DSs I ever owned, from the original black DS Lite to the DSi when they upgraded the,
And then came out, I was so
and then
jealous.
to-
My grandma gave one to my little brother, and I was like,
and then to the 3DS, I have one of those, and then I have my buddy Bryson's white
I never got to experience
DS
it.
Lite as well.
I never
So I
got
have
to
2.
experience
So you guys
Yes.
got that. You guys got that. I got the Game Boy.
Yeah, I had the Game Boy Advance.
No, like
as my
no,
first
not Game Boy
handheld.
Advance. I'm
Grandma
talking
gave me the Game Boy.
OG.
Oh, the
It was
OG.
gray with red buttons. Like, bro, it was black and white, and there was like
However-
Paperboy. There was like Dr. Mario. Or yeah.
So, my
check
parents-
this shit out. You guys grew up in this era. So when that 8-bit shit came back around with Minecraft,
Yeah.
I was
16-bit. Minecraft is 16.
I know,
not 8-bit.
but the whole everybody started doing 8-bit images all over, and it was like considered 8-bit, right? And just because of the 2D,
Yeah, pixel art.
Yeah, pixel art. And when that shit came back, I was just like, bro, like what we have now is so much more advanced. Why would you fuck around?
Go
with it?
back.
Because
And I feel-
it's a reminiscing.
But here's the deal. I feel like this is one thing I feel guilty because I didn't embrace it, and I feel like it kind of created a barrier a little bit because I was shitting on it because I had this thing of like, why would you want to, like, we've played Skyrim together, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've played these other games together
So-
that are amazing and beautiful, and then you're playing these, you know. But then once he showed me the creativity of like, oh
yeah.
that's
So
where
we're
There's
talking
so much
about-
then
nuance
it
when
like
it comes
totally
to-
expanded
yeah,
my brain,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
could
whole-
appreciate it.
We're talking
Yeah.
about
Hell,
hyperfixations, right?
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
hyperfixated on this exact topic that we're talking about of
Yeah.
why, because even though I grew up where like my current console was the Wii, but my parents had
Yeah.
a place like the original PlayStation. The original PlayStation, I played Spyro and all this fucking shit on it, right? Right.
Yeah.
Which was
Those games are
revolutionary,
legendary.
right?
Tony Hawk came out
Yeah.
on that
So-
platform. Oh, dude, this
but
is my
then-
generation with the OG, with the original. Like, okay, so you got to understand that I was literally around when Atari was out. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
When the original NES came, the gray box, the NES came out,
SNES.
the Super
So-
Nintendo, the Genesis, right? Dude, I've seen every iteration of the consoles since they came out because they came out in my lifetime, bro.
Wow.
Like that's like crazy.
So-
and now you guys have a fucking computer, and now like
So
the
Steam.
Yeah, we
phone-
can just emulate like a game
I've
we want
literally
from all
seen.
of those
I've
platforms.
literally
stream
seen
the
the
games
whole
on my computer,
evolution
on my phone.
of yeah. I've seen the whole evolution of the phone of the like this technology is crazy. It's like when I think back when I was a kid, right? When I was talking about cassette, like a fucking cassette tape. That's the first time I heard rap music.
Yeah.
Was on cassette.
So I got
Right?
hyper
Like-
fixated on the gaming aspect of like the 8. So and the reason for this is because I played Shovel Knight and 1001 Spikes on Steam.
God,
Now-
Shovel Knight was fire.
All right, so I'm gonna step back here on this, and I'm just gonna there is mode because I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
Shovel Knight was fire.
So
Shovel Knight was
you
cool.
think of the original 2D platformers in your life, Mario, shit like that.
all the
It's-
side scrollers.
Yes,
Oh,
it's a side-scrolling pixel platformer.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight was released in our generation. Probably I think the Kickstarter probably started in like 2011, and by the time it got released it was like 2015, some shit like that. It was roughly the timeline.
Right.
But it was an 8-bit fucking
Yeah, same concept.
side scroller.
So you guys used to play this shit.
Yeah, and it was dope as shit.
Shovel Knight
crazy.
is
Okay.
fucking awesome. Shovel Knight.
And what was it on?
Originally, it got released on Steam on the computer,
And so
and
it's its own
then
thing.
Yeah,
So
now
it's
I'm
not
pretty
like a
sure you
and
can
then-
play it on the
and
Switch.
It's
then-
not like a
Yeah.
Roblox game. Or
no,
it's
and then
its own
not
thing.
like that.
and then it got released on the Switch. When it got released on the Switch and the DS,
3DS or
the 3DS for the amiibos.
Oh yeah.
Because the Shovel Knight, when the Shovel Knight amiibo got released, that was like the biggest. And then they had DLC, whatever. Point being, I got hyper fixated. I'm like, why do I like the 2D? And it's because the more games become hyper realistic, the more they have to become like reality. They have to adhere to certain rules that reality adheres to for you to be able to be immersed in the video game. When it's already such a simple art style, it allows your imagination
Have you ever
to go
heard of
further.
the game Turok?
Yes.
Or did you play Doom or Quake?
Yes, I did.
yes.
Oh, so
Yes, I
check
did.
it out. I'm gonna date myself again because when I started playing shooters, it was literally Wolfenstein 3D.
I was just about to say we all need to get on Wolfenstein.
Bro,
Dude,
and I
for
still
real.
remember some of the secrets and shit. Like if I went back and played that game, I could show you
So-
the secrets on the levels.
So,
right,
but-
and so that was before Doom. That was before
I had
all
access.
the shooters.
I had access
Like-
to all this shit. Like one of my favorite games is fucking Overwatch. I
On
played
an
countless
emulator?
hours of Overwatch. Yet my favorite
I
fucking
love
game,
seeing the evolution of
my
the shooter.
favorite game is fucking Pokemon, which up until this year didn't have any sort of like.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
The Pokemon shit is
Yep.
totally lost on me.
Pokemon is epic. Oh my god.
Like I
Pokemon Red.
This is one of those things where I'm like a boomer on this shit.
What?
You totally are.
Yeah.
What?
totally
You
are.
grew up in that generation?
So
You never got
hold
to
on,
know. It
hold
never
on.
Grandma
fucking-
literally gave me Pokemon Yellow for my Game Boy Advance, dude.
Okay, so
That
hold on.
shit went
Pokemon back then?
crazy.
Hold
No,
on.
no, dude. I went through like a weird. Zach can explain to you. Like I was on this
Hater mode.
I was on hater mode. Like I was like on this
When I met you, you were on
anti-capitalist-
hater mode.
I was on this. I like really was just not fucking anything that was like targeting the minds of children and like straight fucking like dude, all the fucking trending shit. I was just like, man, like I wanted Zach to have an open mind and like to be able to think for himself. And so when I would explain to him exactly why, I was like, I understand that you're excited about this and that it's popular, right? But I want you to know why you want what you want and not just to want it because everybody else has it and it's something to be wanted, you know, and to be able to fucking think
Okay,
for
cool.
himself.
To be an
So,
individual.
like that, and so I was in that mode for a long time, and so like there was some shit that we totally clicked on, and it was fucking dope, and then there was other shit, and like I feel guilty about this now because I was in hater mode, bro. So I had to shift out of fucking hater mode.
So perfect
Like,
segue. The reason why I was mentioning the 16-bit is because I found a game called 1001 Spikes, and that's when everything clicked for me. Because I had access to all these like modern day graphics. No, this was like is fucking 8-bit completely. But because of that, everything in that game is dedicated down to a grid. I made an entire script for a video I was gonna make on the level design of 1001 Spikes.
Oh, wow.
Dude, because the more fucking rules you have, that's fine. The more fucking rules you have to a game, like in the 3D aspect or whatever, it makes more rules. It makes
It makes
control,
it feel more restrictive. Almost.
and the more controls have to be edited because you have the X, Y, and Z
That's why
axis.
sandbox games are so popular. Like, look at Minecraft.
But
dude.
but
See,
Minecraft.
I wasn't looking at Minecraft like a sandbox game, right? I didn't understand it.
But
like,
Minecraft is
I
still
just
X,
saw-
Y, Z.
I just saw it literally. I
I'm
would
talking
watch
about
him,
just the X and Y axis.
I would
here.
watch him play, right? And I just couldn't get it. I'm like, so you take this thing and you go around and you hit stuff, and then you.
I guess Terraria would be a good comparison.
Terraria is a great
So
comparison
is-
because it's the X and Y.
Ter-
So
one of the best
Yeah,
games to
Terraria
ever
was
be
the first game
released.
that he was into that like it was cool. It had different features that he showed.
And also
when he showed
Terraria
that's the one
has
where
a
you can go to the
selective
other-
Z-axis.
to the spaceship. Is that the one
what
where
does
you go to the
selective mean?
spaceship?
No, that's Starbound.
Starbound.
So you can still go
No,
up
it
and
was
down
Starbound.
floors.
It's
Still a
Yeah.
side
You can-
scroller.
there
It's a-
still
it's a
is
2D
like a
side-scroller.
relative
And it's a pixel art game as well.
Yeah.
But
Did you ever play Starbound?
Yes.
Starbound
So that was the first one that I saw him
almost
play
went
that
crazier
actually
than Terraria.
got
Yes.
my interest because you could go to you had like other. I was like, whoa, that's fucking super fascinating. Like it just seemed vast. Like you could go to other planets.
I'll
and
put
have,
you on
like, other-
Starbound, bro. Starbound
Yeah.
went
So-
crazy.
Terraria, X and Y axis, it has a selective Z axis because you can go up and down floors and certain things can be accessed from certain things, but it's
Yeah.
selective. Minecraft has a full Z axis. 1001 Spikes that I was talking about, no Z axis. It's only X and Y. Now, every level is set up in a grid pattern by
What
blocks.
is this 1,000 Spikes? Show me.
So I will show you on Google
Show me
real quick
Show
here.
me this because I have
So that
no concept of this. All the other stuff that we've kind of other than the what was it, Freddy fucking.
Five Nights at
Five
Freddy's.
Nights at Freddy's.
No, and I've seen that, but what was the other one where you were like, oh fucking.
Among Us?
No, the Freddy fucking something.
So this is a level from
Doesn't matter.
1001 Spikes. Now, as you can see, it's all 8-bit completely. And for the people who are watching this, I'll throw up an image of this as I'm editing it. But it's all 8-bit, and as you look, everything is set up in a grid. Everything is based on a square pattern. So in the controls for this game, A and B are two different jumps. This game is extremely fucking hard. They give you 1001 lives
Jesus.
off the beginning. And if you can beat it in 1001 lives, kudos to you, because
Now,
most
question,
people don't.
Did you beat the game?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I hyperfixated on this and I couldn't stop.
You had to do it until you did.
Dude, I
You had to play the
wasted
game
many
until you
hours
beat
of
it.
my
Is
life.
that Super Checkpoint?
Bro, I
Are these like
slaved
impossible?
on that
Are
game.
these like impossible games?
So there's these games. Okay, so there's a genre of games on Roblox called the obby game, and there's this
dude.
one super intricate obby game.
What is
called,
obby? What
um,
is translate?
Super Checkpoint?
Called Super
Translate
Checkpoint.
obby for me.
Parkour game.
Okay.
Obstacle course.
Obstacle.
course.
Oh, okay.
Obby. Obstacle course.
Obstacle. Okay.
And so it was this super cool obby on Roblox that was hella intricate because there was multiple different tiers of hardness, and it gave you a set amount of lives, and you had to go through this like whole adventure of an obstacle course
And
to
you
get
were
to
on
the
this
end.
too, Tweedy?
And-
Oh, yeah. I was
no,
on that.
no,
Because you
it would
guys,
get
bro,
so
I would
crazy.
literally come
I
in.
was
You
on
guys
it
would
too.
be playing for like,
It-
you'd be like on 4 hours.
Yo,
It would get so crazy that I'd be like
Yeah, dude.
slamming on my desk.
Yeah.
Before I
And by the
Yeah,
way,
thank you, by the way, for that.
by the way,
This
4
guy's in
hours.
here just straight raging.
Oh,
Bro,
no.
sometimes I gotta come knock on the door. I'm like, man, are you good in here, dude? I'm like,
See-
and he just pretends, "Girl,
Dude.
okay, do I need to keep it down?" It's just like, oh,
Here's
the
where-
drugs are too strong. These digital drugs, these kids
That's
are
what
on
it
these
feels
days
like.
are
It
too
feels
fucking
like
strong,
digital
bro.
drugs because
And they're
like,
worried about weed over here, but you got video games and shit. They don't even know about that.
my parents would come in my room and be like, if the game is making you mad, then why don't you just not play it? And I'm like, that's the most bullshit
What the
fucking
fuck?
sentence
What
you have
did you
ever
say?
said to me in your life.
What did you just say?
Get out of my face. I need to complete this.
Yeah, those people have no
Bro.
competitive spirit. I
No,
know.
check this shit out, right? The internet is the real plug for the brain drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Straight
the
up,
internet is a drug
the
in and of
internet is
itself.
the plug for the brain drugs.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude.
Dude.
That shit is hilarious.
Who knows how many subliminals we've
Anything
already
you
been
want.
subjected
You guys grew up, and we kind of talked about this last episode a little bit with the whole porno thing, right?
Yeah.
With the pornography. Like I had magazines, bro. I had like the analog shit.
Oh,
you guys
Playboy
grew up
magazines
with
you could just buy at the
endless free-
7-Eleven whenever.
Yeah, bro, you guys grew up
Yeah,
with
it was like
endless
that.
We had
free-
Hentai Haven. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Bro,
Yeah, we had Hentai Haven before it got. Dude, remember the internet crisis that happened when
watched the
Hentai Haven
countdown.
got shut
Oh my
down?
I
God.
was there to see it
Dude.
shut down.
almost shed a
I
tear.
lost my mind.
Dude, I was.
You were live.
I
You
was
were
live.
We were. Dude,
Oh,
all three.
no, it crashed.
No, because they
had-
knew. Oh. it
They
was-
had a live stream for the release
No.
date of Hentai Haven
I
V2, dog.
have a
and I was
confession.
I know.
there for the
I was
release.
there. I was there.
Check
It
it out.
did.
I have a confession.
And then it just dropped
And then
right
it dropped.
afterwards.
They stopped updating.
I have a confession. Okay, I've never seen a hentai.
For real?
No, I've seen clips, and so when I was younger, there was like Sailor Moon, and like that was like my
Okay,
era, like
so picture
Akira,
all right.
Sailor Moon.
So picture
like,
Sailor Moon. Here's hentai for you. Picture
around.
Sailor Moon. Picture Sailor Moon in your head.
I'm pre Pokemon. I'm pre all of that.
Cool. Picture Sailor Moon in your head
Yeah.
for me. All right. Now imagine a tentacle monster of any kind.
Yeah.
Now imagine those tentacles ramming into Sailor Moon,
check it
and
out.
that's an image that exists on the internet that I saw by the age of 14.
No, I saw. I was literally talking to Zach about this because, like, my understanding of hentai and my first exposure to it was literally through Howard Stern, and he had these Japanese people on, and it was literal.
Who's Howard Stern?
What?
Holy fucking shit!
Different generation.
Balls.
No, but hold on.
That blows my mind.
Hold on. Different generation, yeah, but I'm in your guys' generation. How do you not know who Howard Stern is, bro?
I think we missed it by like a year. I'm not even joking.
You might have.
So Howard Stern.
I got introduced to him though from America's Got Talent.
He was the original, like he had like we might have to do a reaction video with you guys watching Private Parts, Howard Stern's Private Parts,
The Sibian episode. The Sibian episode.
Dude.
Oh my god.
So Howard Stern was the original, like literally the internet is like Howard Stern
was the internet before the internet existed.
He was the internet in person. Like the literally persona of the internet before what you guys know the internet is.
So you
now.
guys know Beetlejuice, the dude, the crazy black guy with all the so Howard Stern
introduced him to the world.
Beetlejuice is where Howard Stern is where Beetlejuice came from.
Women coming on like fucking.
That's
like,
Howard Stern?
Dildoing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now I know who you're
throating
talking
fucking
about.
sausages, masturbating on the radio.
Yeah,
and
dude, that
shit.
guy was wild.
Yeah,
They
dude.
had a whole
Howard Stern.
They had a whole retard competition. It was horrible.
Bro, so this is like kind of like what I grew up on, bro. And there's like the Jerky Boys. There's like a whole thing that was like on the radio, right? Like it was before that. Like he was on in the movie. They have what is it? WNBC, and he calls this guy as like Pig Vomit is his name. He keeps calling this guy Pig Vomit on the radio, just roasting him to his face, just trolling him so fucking hard. Pig Vomit.
Artie Lang was on there, and he's a monster.
Oh, dude, yeah, they just did the wildest fucking shit. Like, and this is what we grew up on. And so my first exposure to hentai was Howard Stern. And fucking these people were literally, this dude put 1,000 live eels up his asshole and then shit them out one at a time into this bucket. Yeah. And Howard Stern commented on this whole thing live as it happened, right? And like they were just putting stuff, and so I thought that that's all hentai was.
That's not hentai at all. That's not hentai at all.
No, so that was my association to hentai.
Hentai
right?
is not all tentacle porn.
And so now
let's get this
it
straight now.
expanded.
I know, right?
No, but check it out. This is a time before you guys are even aware of. I don't even know if you were a fucking jizz stain yet. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, because this is
clearly
when
I was never a jizz stain because I exist. But
the technicality over here.
Well, because then there's also like censored versus uncensored hentai. And that's a debate in and of itself. Like, bro, you don't even understand the
always so old,
bro. You don't understand the problems we have.
Dude.
Our problems are dub versus sub,
That's
bro.
1080p, and that's
like that's fire.
You found a golden gem.
Dub
when I was talking to him,
sub.
so that's what I thought. That's all I thought it was.
All the way.
Within hentai too, definitely.
If you go for dub, you're killing yourself.
Exactly.
You don't even want to watch.
You're killing your boner.
Anymore.
You're killing yourself. You're killing your everything.
You don't even want to be.
Like it should be the other way around too.
Right? And like,
it should be, but it's not.
It's not. I think it's the inflection
this is
in their
so
voice.
Wild.
Our governors are broken.
Yeah,
this
on the
is so
internet.
fucking wild to me right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're talking about how we're all fucked up in the brain, right? Like talking about hentai, you guys just start drooling, salivating over like the quality and the different fucking nuances of the shit. Like, oh, so he came home, right? You guys went. He came home with that figurine the other day with the fat tits, bro. I had to just kind of on the side, give him some dabs. Like, damn, those are fat titties though. You know what I'm saying?
But like he was thicker than I thought.
Just to appreciate.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's
like,
dude.
That's a meme to us.
It.
Like we see that figurine in stores. Like that's a bit in and of itself.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like the meta. Like we live our lives in a form of meta humor.
You should have seen the
almost.
look on my face when I looked at the cashier and we were just like, yep.
No, check it out. Like, we're talking about memes and shit and the meta humor and that shit, right? Like, here's the deal. I was around with analog memes. Okay, the analog meme was the motivational fucking poster.
Top text,
bro.
bottom text.
Yeah, dude, you know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
dude,
I was
like
around when that's what it was. That's what a meme was, bro. It was like pre-internet memes, like
Bottom
analog
text, yeah,
memes.
exclamation point.
Analog memes.
Bro, that dumb baby meme with the pattern in the background, he's just like,
Oh yeah. Oh dude.
Baby
yeah.
fist.
Yeah.
Baby fist,
totally.
troll
And there's,
face,
the
and
eagle,
fucking the
right? There's all these
velociraptor.
troll
fucking-
face. I like neutral
Yeah.
face era. Neutral face era is great, dude.
But you ever see the demotivation
velociraptor.
posters where it's just like it says the opposite? It's just
Just give up.
Oh yeah, those are
just
pretty
give
funny.
up. Right. But dude, those were the first memes.
And now we use those memes ironically.
They use
As memes.
to make
it's
fun of
so
him.
fucking crazy, dude. It's so fucking crazy. It's so
The
funny.
meta humor.
Yeah.
And I'll use
Crazy.
I'll use this to shout out my buddy Bryson. His channel is Bryson Taylor on YouTube. Go check him out because he makes legitimately fucking really good videos. And I've known this dude for years, but he made a video of like why Gen Z humor is fucking broken, and it does a very good job of explaining this because everything that we have.
Sometimes I feel Zach doesn't give me credit for my meta humor.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like he's
We're
just
too
hating.
random.
Like he's just hating. But
Well,
so every once in a
no,
while,
'cause it's on a
but
different
every
level.
once in a while, I catch
VeggieTales
him.
foresaw the future.
But,
Yes, sir.
but like literally, sometimes I'll catch him when he's like, "No, you didn't." Right? And like, if I get a "No, you didn't," like that's like a fucking, that's a nod of the hat. Like, oh no, that's fucked
I was
up.
tipping my fedora.
Dude, the tipping of the fedora. Like, because that's the thing. Every internet meme has like 8 layers.
Got Tweedy over here.
It has 8 layers of meme contained in one meme. You can make 8 memes based off one meme, and in fact,
Oh
you
yeah,
can
there's so
make
many different formats as well. You can
dude,
stack
formats are
formats.
crazy.
Yeah.
and it's all meta humor. Like by the end of it, it's like the stonks meme, where it's just a fucking bad 3D printed face with the word stonks next to it, and you're like, like, is that funny? Like, is that really? Like, if you think about it, is that funny?
So you look at it and it's like that's fucking stupid, but you're like, I need to laugh. It's so just fucking
It's
ridiculous,
funny, yeah.
dog.
Because you look at it and you're like, that's not funny. Like, if you think about it, it's not funny at all.
really
Yet
not.
I am laughing my ass off looking at
Exactly.
it. Because our regulators are so broken that, like, it's just so tweaked that it's like, stonks.
And nowadays we laugh at stuff that would normally scare people. Like
God.
imagine
Oh, yeah.
showing like my grandparents a cursed troll face meme.
No,
Jesus.
dude, no, check it out. The fucking
Thanos
SpongeBob,
cock.
you know what got me?
SpongeBob.
You know what got me hella hard, bro? The SpongeBob shit, dude. That shit had me fucking dying. Oh my, we kept, dude. It lived. We made that
They
thing
got
live for a
Spiegeldorf
minute.
crying and shit.
Oh, bro, that shit had me fucking dying. Cause like we were talking about random words the other day, and like just a combination of random words, and it was like tire pumpkin hammer sandwich.
Yeah,
One of
word
the
salad.
Yeah, word salad. But it's just like you could come up with a combination of words that's so nonsensical that is just like fucking absurd.
We were doing that to our friend the other day.
Yeah, and they're
On
like, "What
call.
the fuck are you talking about?" Like, does that mean they're like their translators just
They're trying.
glitching? Their translators
want to
glitching.
believe it makes sense.
Yeah, their translators just like does not compute.
Dude, if I had to
Smoke
sit
blowing out of
And
down,
then finally they're just like, "What the fuck are you? Are you fucking with me? What are you talking
so
about?"
let me blow your guys' brains. So my parents are your parents' age.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
We were talking about that.
Could you imagine
like,
me trying to sit down and explain anything of the internet to them?
Spinkeldorp?
Dude,
What the fuck is a
Wait, Justin,
Schwinkeldorf?
how old are your parents now?
The same age as Ryan. So my mom,
like 60.
yeah,
in their
so
60s.
A few years less. So my mom, I think, is 58, 57, 58.
Oh yeah, my
right?
dad would be turning 56 this year. So I grew up in the same.
Yeah,
kind of
my dad-
So
environment.
you had old parents.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know who Howard Stern was until you. Like I grew up in an environment that was like that.
Yeah,
So it was completely
So that's
different.
one thing where me and Ryan kind of connect because his parents are similar age. Like I think my dad's 61. Yeah, I
By the
think
way,
he's
for
61.
context, how we
That's
figured this out was
crazy.
you were like, yeah, you know, my grandpa has this boat, and I'm like, wait, your grandpa's still alive? Because in my brain, I'm like my grandparents are on like the verge of death,
No.
and like my
Check it out.
parents are old as shit, and then I'm
My
like,
great grandparents are on the verge of death.
yeah, which
so
is
he still has-
crazy.
He still has
Yeah,
great grandparents alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He has two fucking.
I don't even have grandparents that are
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, he has two great.
I never
grandparents
met my actual
still
like.
alive.
Dang.
I know
sad.
one of
I
my
never met
I
my
know one of my
great-grandpa.
grandpas. I never met the second one of my grandpa because he was dead long before I was even fucking thought
But
of.
Are you talking Vi? On your
yeah,
mom's side?
on my
Yeah.
mom's side. But
'Cause
the
my
crazy
She was
part
spicy. She was spicy. She liked me. We like hit it off. She always like was really nice to me.
No, I could tell she was badass.
Yeah.
She was the shit. No, but the crazy part is I don't know any of my actual grandpas,
Biological.
biological grandpas. I've never met them or seen them.
What?
Yeah,
Dang.
it's crazy. I only know my grandmas. Like,
Well, Greg. But then the question is, it's like that's not really the whole biological thing.
Yeah, I never met any
But
of my grandpas.
Greg's the
either.
closest thing that you
No,
have
I know.
to, yeah, of like a biological grandpa.
Well, so
Which
if
is
we're
my dad.
dude, if we're going by that level, like my biological grandpa was dead like well before, like 20 years before I was even conceived of, because my dad's dad, and then he got to die,
you
and
were
then
telling me.
it just all
So
like.
he was adopted.
Dude, the
and-
family
yeah.
tree, like I'm still figuring out the family tree to this day. Now, granted, I don't pay attention very well, but I'm still learning it. It's banana, and so like I'm glad because it gives us shit to relate on, because like a lot of the way our parents are is very similar due to the fact
dude.
they're the same age. But like growing up with my
dad was such a dick. No, hold on, scratch that. My dad is such a dick. Like seriously, like I've tried.
the dick
like,
of all dicks.
I've tried to like reach out to him and like connect on him on so many levels.
You
and,
send him
like,
out an olive branch and he just smacks it out of your fucking
Oh,
hand,
bro.
and you're like,
So
I
you
put out
gives you the Trump thumbs up.
Like I've told you about the iterations of my life,
Yeah.
and like I had the Christian years, right, where I was involved in ministry and shit. Even when I was at my best, doing my best in life, had a fucking full-time job, was going to church, like fucking
I was
multiple
working at
times
the
a week.
state,
Bro,
doing the things with
and you're
my
still
family.
not fucking good enough.
Nope.
It's like, what the fuck do I gotta do to like
There is
get
always-
a hug, homie?
Yeah,
You
because there's
know?
always
Like,
always
what?
something. There's
Like-
always something. If
Like
you're doing
serious, like what do I gotta do to get you to just be like, hey man, you did a really good job.
If
Like,
you're doing
you're fucking
perfect-
killing it at life right now or something. You know, just some
I
some
would-
bit of encouragement.
Dude, I would pay to have a sentence end in like, hey, you're doing great, and then just stop there, because my dad, his immediate is like, I'm really proud of you, but you could be doing, and I'm like, the moment you say but,
Bruh.
you're negating everything you said before that. Now I'm only focusing on all the things you just told me that I'm a piece of shit at, but I'm like, but I did the one, and but like,
And
the
like I
thing-
try to catch myself, like, and now here's this. This is like the juxtaposition here, because like now we have this relationship where I'm his dad and I'm trying to be the least daddish, like I'm trying to be the least like my dad that I could possibly be, but then there's fucking tendencies, like these fucking psychotic tendencies, and I'm just like, fuck, he sounds so much like that fucking asshole. I'm just like, god damn it. Like sometimes I say something and I'm just like, that's totally something fucking Greg would have said, and I'm just like, you fucking asshole. God damn it.
It's amazing that both of our fucking dads' names are Greg.
Oh, dude. Yeah, so there's that other fucking
which is just
degree of-
absolutely perfect, and
Oh
they're
my
so
God.
similar. Like in the terms of like, oh yeah, no, my dad did the exact same shit, but like the difference is like you grew up before there was internet. I grew up with internet, so like my dad had to deal with the fact that like I was bringing him shit like that he had no even
God.
that he could even like
Yeah.
think of dealing with.
already
You
settled
think
in
of
before
Greg
the
being
internet
your
was
dad.
even conceived.
That's how old his parents are to him.
Yeah,
Right?
my dad
Like,
was
that
40.
Your dad would be Greg.
Yeah, my dad was 40 when he had me. So like the
My dad was
disconnect,
99.
Think
the
of that
disconnect.
Horrible.
Oh,
right?
it's the most like and my mom. Well, actually, my mom was 40. My dad was like almost 45 by the time he had me. Like, it was like they were both
That's
pushing their
wild.
biological clock by the time they had me.
Bro, I'd literally be full on like Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, dude, it's the most.
Could you
like,
even imagine, right? Like, damn. What's crazy is like the shit that was fucking cool, right? Like, so we were talking about Oliver Tree.
Yeah.
Right? Oliver Tree is this weird.
Heavenly.
Oliver Tree is this weird bridge, right? That like literally brings my generation back into relevance. He's rocking fucking Jinkos, all like the fucking hyper. Like that was my
But
shit.
he's rocking it ironically as a meme.
I
because-
know, but he's
But-
still
that
brought it
aesthetic.
back, dude.
I
Like
love it.
Jinko literally
I loved it
was
before
started
he even
selling
wore it.
clothing again because
Yeah.
of this fucking dude. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
no,
saying? Like,
exactly.
he brought Lazarus back from the dead and shit.
Yeah, I gotta take a piss, but keep the podcast running.
Bro,
All right.
thank you.
Oh
I'm
man.
going after you. I was
But that's
playing how
like
long
think
I can
about
hold
that
it.
shit, right? So now all this shit, like think.
I've
of
been
this
playing
weird
how long
fashion.
I can hold it for the last like 30 minutes, and I'm like, nah, listen, there's 4 people in this podcast, one can dip out at a time. We're good.
Yeah, but like think about that shit. Like now all this fashion that's coming back. It's coming back. It's not original.
yeah, the 90s
And then you have the
fashion.
new wave fashion
Yeah.
integrated with the old generation fashion, and it's
so
so good.
Dude, no, I agree. I fucking like it. It's dope because it's like this whole retro modern. Oh yeah, it's steezy. It's
clean.
Yeah. So like there was this movie that we watched. I don't know if you've seen it. Mid-90s.
Oh yeah.
It was,
Dude, it's a Jonah Hill.
It went hard.
It's a Jonah Hill movie.
When I learned that
Dude,
Jonah Hill produced that movie, I was
we
like,
watched it together, and I got to we fucking got to have a moment there because
Do you think it was
literally-
accurate? It was an accurate
It was
depiction?
accurate as no. I'm telling you, like the whole time we talked about it, I'm like, it captured the essence of what it was like to grow up in that
Wow.
era, dude. It literally was like, we're stinking beers, fucking drinking at the fucking skate park, fucking smoking weed and shit, and like skating everything. Like the whole reason that now, like if you go downtown in any metropolitan area,
Are these nuts
right?
good?
I don't know, but it looks like a fairly new can, so I would say it's safe.
These nuts are fire.
But check it out. Like if you go to any metropolitan area now, guess what? You see the little
You
metal
have some of
things,
those nuts.
right? That are blocking. You can't
Oh yeah.
skate.
Just
right?
to fuck with skaters, dude.
Yeah,
have you
because
seen-
my generation fucked everything up,
gosh.
dude. We would literally go out. We
You're
always
responsible for skate stoppers.
Going to downtown
Bro.
Berrien and all the benches are just riddled with just random just spots.
Just
the fucking skaters.
So
Dude, downtown
you and
Seattle, ruined.
You and me can fucking relate on that.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in Berrien, Boulevard Park, South Park, White Center.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's my fucking shit. Like, that's where I grew up. That was my stomping grounds, right? Have you heard of Travis Thompson?
Oh, of course I have.
Bro,
Yeah,
like
local rapper, yeah.
Yeah, dude, and he's dope. He actually is a fucking spitter, dude. He's got some songs that are
Straight
dope as
fire.
fuck.
Shout out.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, Travis fucking Thompson spitting bars, dude. I have mad respect. But dude, that's the area where like I grew up skating there before there was a Berrien skate park. Think about that. Like I saw the Berrien skate park get built. And that was the best park in the whole area. Because if you ever went over to the Des Moines skate park, you ever skate the Des Moines skate park?
It's not good.
No, those transitions, that park was not built by somebody who actually skated. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. Those transitions are rough as fuck. They literally have like dunk, dunk, dunk.
No, it was a
like-
contract.
That's an epically terrible skateboard.
There is no way it was
skate park?
The Des Moines
already
skate park is
fucking
trash.
You know how many times I ate shit at that skate park because of the design?
No, I jammed
Oh
my
my
hip
God.
and my knee one time because I was coming down and literally hit the transition and my board just stopped and I went to catch myself with my foot and it just jammed my whole fucking leg up. And
Nah,
dude, my knee and my hip weren't right
man.
for like a week and a half, bro. Because it literally just stopped my shit.
Des Moines is probably what scared me from skating. That's why I transitioned to scooter.
Yeah.
That's probably
Guaranteed.
100% why. Des
Dude, I
Moines
wish I
fucked
never
skating up
took you
for me.
skating there because it is not a good park to
But
skate.
I learned
But
how
who
to
was
shred that
kid?
park on a scooter.
Who was that kid? Who
I
was
don't
that
know, but he
fucking
was
kid?
sponsored. He was crazy.
Yeah, dude. One day we're at the fucking the
He
Des
literally
Moines
did,
skate
like-
park. He comes out. He could skate. He could BMX. He could do anything. He was talking about being sponsored. He's wild. That looked like a country kid. Had like cut off jean shorts, no shirt on, and he's just throwing fucking bri flips and it didn't matter what he hopped on. He was fucking killing it. He was hitting everything.
It was
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
So no, one
Gave
day
you some
he,
stickers and shit. And
one
then was
day he
like,
pulls up and there's like this little mini ramp that stretches for like 15 feet. It's not even that steep. It's like at what?
you're talking the roll in?
Yeah, the rolling.
Yeah, it's like 15 feet.
It's like 50. How steep do you think? Would you say that is? Like.
Maybe like 20, 22 degrees. something
Anyways,
like
he
that,
pulls
yeah.
up on his scooter and he proceeds to balance on his stomach on the handlebars of his scooter down this little fucking ramp. And I was like, wow, dude, you're fucking Jesus. You're heavenly. What the fuck? How'd you do that? You're
Yeah.
the coolest person I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm going to do that right now.
Proceeds to eat shit immediately.
And so I go to do it, and I get maybe like 4 feet down the ramp, and then I just grind my face down the rest of the ramp. It was horrible.
No,
It was
savage
horrible.
injuries. Savage injuries have happened at that park
I
on
was-
multiple occasions. I've seen it happen. I've seen people completely eat shit there. But it's like that's what the fuck we had. That's all there was. And so the kids in that area, dude. And so if you can skate the Des Moines skate park, you're a savage. You're a fucking savage.
You're crazy.
Because that is literally
You're certified.
like yeah, right. War zone, dude. I've seen way better DIY parks fucking anywhere else, dude. Not even gonna
The transitions for the elbow of the quarter pipe, it isn't even smooth. It's like a 45-degree angle. It's
no,
like
it literally
that.
is like chunk chunk. It literally goes. It clicks twice. It goes chunk 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 chunk.
So you gotta force yourself to click
Yeah.
your tactics
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was
Horrible.
not built by
Yep.
a skater. It was like some fucking uncle, some dad, like talked his brother, who's a contractor, into building.
Yeah.
He doesn't even fucking understand anything about skating.
He's like, yeah, you can put a board up this if you fucking whatever.
That's
you
why
know?
I'm glad that like Rob Dyrdek got into the whole fucking skate shit and like started building real skate parks that are designed for fucking people that skate and shit. Like, dude, because that's not what happened in my generation.
Well, because for nothing less, right? At least
But the
then they have
Burien
a.
skate park is actually legit. It's got good flow.
Bro.
It had everything.
At least they've got a model. They've got a
Yeah.
model to go off of now. So like, even if you get a contractor who's shitty, who knows nothing about skateboarding,
Yeah. They
at
can
least
just
there's
download
a
a
better
skateboard.
model to like a better blueprint to go off of.
It would be better to like back then. It would have been better to hire somebody that builds pools. Right, to
For
build a
real.
skate park,
Well, I
than it
mean,
would
yeah.
be to
That's how
like,
the whole
hire a
s-
contractor.
That's how the whole
to
skate
do
scene
it.
started in the first
Yeah,
place with
dude.
pools.
Yeah,
Backyard.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
you
talking
just
like
hire
you're
pool
talking like
makers.
Dogtown and shit like that.
Yeah, hire pool makers.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in like the
Late
early
80s.
Pelterra days.
Oh,
I agree.
dude. Yeah, the
Pal
Pal
Peralta.
Peralta. Yeah.
Peralta,
Because
yes,
so
yeah.
here's how fucking old I am again, right? Like the Pal was my first board. I actually had a Santa Cruz, like an old school board, before the new school boards came out, right?
And
Yeah,
back
were
then,
they
y'all
shoes
rode like
before?
really slim boards, right? Like 775s.
No, dude.
Fat.
I'm talking like 10. They're
Oh,
10 to
okay.
11. They're wide with
Fat.
a fat tail. They had the rounded nose. They had the
So are
fat
they just
tail.
like cruisers?
Yes.
No,
they-
dude, this is just
they're
what
today's
skateboards
cruisers.
were. This
Yeah,
is just,
they're today's cruisers, but that's what boards were.
but
at
they
that
were
point.
fat. They were fat as fuck. And so, like, the
Well,
first
because
time I ever saw a new
skating-
school board,
skating originated from surfing, so they kept the shape of a surfboard and they basically just made it smaller.
Over time,
and
just
so that's the
gradually-
design today for our cruisers because they work the best for cruising. But before that even was a fucking thought, that just was the board. That was a skateboard before like the double kicktail everything ever even got fucking made.
So like my mom and uncle and that generation, right? They literally took roller skate wheels off of the roller skates and put them on 2x4s.
And that was a skateboard.
And that's like,
That's wild.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Like that's where the skateboard evolved from. Like,
Yeah.
You can find pictures on the internet of this shit. Metal wheels, metal fucking roller skate wheels and shit with a board, literally just like nailed to it.
So one of my favorite
Pure
skaters.
death trap. Like
one of
just
my
a straight
favorite
death trap. Like this is the generation that had lawn darts and like, you know what I'm saying?
One of my favorite skaters, Victor Earhart, he was like a fucking 70-year-old downhill longboarder. Just a badass in every capacity, but grew up with skateboarding being invented in his, and just completely adopted it in every way. And like, fucking, yeah, he ended up dying from a motorcycle accident. It was fucking sad as
Was
shit.
he going
but
downhill? Or was he riding the motorcycle?
he was riding the motorcycle and a dude fucking hit him, and it just completely, like, I mean, he was 70 years old.
So
roughly
he had
by
it
the
coming
time.
for him, but like, damn. He was
But like,
badass.
yeah, dude, he was amazing. Like he could go down hills that you and I wouldn't even fucking fathom being able to go down. Like,
And then he
just,
wouldn't get speed wobbles. He'd just be like, meh.
oh, dude, he fucking had it. And like, if he did start to get speed wobbles, he'd just fucking Coleman slide out of it.
Right.
You know, right? Like he knew what the fuck he was doing. He was a 70-year-old fucking skater. He was badass. And he was a board maker. He taught he was amazing. He was fucking awesome. He's an inspiration to me. And
this is longboarding.
yeah.
So this is something that's totally fucking lost on me. The longboarding scene. Because I have no awareness of it. That and surfing. Because I grew up like strictly fucking street skating. I grew up in Seattle. It was grimy as fuck. We barely had any skate parks. Like I remember when the Seattle skate park was literally a mobile skate park that they put up temporarily in the ball court,
like
across the street from the Seattle Center.
Wow.
It wasn't even at the Seattle Center, dude.
Yeah, like the
and literally,
Olympia
we were talking-
ice rink.
Have you ever seen the movie The Mid-90s?
Yes, of
So we
course.
were just
directed
talking-
by Jonah Hill. Yeah, of course.
So,
The movie's
so we were
fucking
just
amazing.
talking about that shit and how like I was watching it with Zach and we got to connect because that shit was raw as fuck because that
Yeah,
literally is
it
what
really
it was.
was.
Like we were drinking 40s, sneaking 40s, drinking 40s, smoking blunts at the fucking skate park, smoking cigarette. Like that's just what the fuck it was, right? Like
Yup.
that was like the spot. Like if you needed. The plug was at the skate park. You know what I mean? Like, you guys now, you guys got the internet. You could find somewhere to get your shit, but we had to go to the fucking skate park because
The
that was
plugs are
the.
still at the skate park. So.
No, listen.
Some things never- Yeah, bro. Like some things never fucking change.
We don't
right?
get plugs through the internet. Plugs for drugs, if you're a
Never
smart
through the
human
internet.
being, never
Don't
through
lie.
the internet.
Don't fucking
Or
lie.
just
No,
use
no,
the dark
don't-
web.
No.
I've never ordered it off the internet.
Never ordered
You're
it off
dumb.
the internet.
You're fucking retarded if you order it off the internet.
You
Yes.
can in a
This guy's
safe way
saying that
if you
he's
do
like
use the dark
fucking
web.
meeting people fucking through the internet and
I'll
got
meet-
ripped off.
That's
That's why
not
I
through
got
the internet.
involved
Listen,
because I
dude.
was like, bro, I can't have you getting ripped off.
I will meet.
Like
people.
that's why
You gotta cut
that
this
was
part out.
like.
But he thinks meeting people through Snapchat is through the internet.
Yeah. See, that's not the same thing.
Listen, explain
not.
to me how Snapchat's not the internet.
Well,
It's
'cause I
a
can't
social
because it
networking
is.
service. It's
Is that-
different.
I
is it
can't-
over the internet?
Yes. Listen, I
How
can't.
is it not the
Shut the
internet?
fuck up. Over the internet to us means literally going
On
on,
the
a
computer.
website. On a
Yeah.
fucking website, on
Yes.
a browser. And
An
order
app
through
Is
a
Facebook on
browser.
the internet?
Yes, but an app versus the internet is not the same
Different.
thing to
They're
us.
different. They're totally different.
Even though they run on the same service, and we know this. Stop using logic.
You're breaking my brain right now.
Yes.
You can't tell me that something you use on the internet is not the internet.
But it's not the
though.
internet.
The internet is like Google. The internet's like Safari.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I
Bro.
Google something, that's the internet to me. Snapchat, that's not the internet. Yeah, it runs off the
Instagram's
internet.
kind of the
Facebook.
internet.
Facebook. Internet?
No.
Kind of, but
Kind of, but not really. Kind of.
Messenger internet?
No.
It's only the internet if it's informational. You know, Snapchat is
WhatsApp?
just talking to friends.
No.
Messenger is Wi-Fi,
That's
not
texting.
the internet. I'm sorry.
WhatsApp is texting.
It's just
Bro,
Wi-Fi.
do we literally need to get the Zuck on this shit right now to fucking explain what the
No.
internet is? Because,
No.
like, all of these things are the internet.
We already
Well,
know
you're
this,
missing
though.
the point.
You're missing the point. We already know this.
We know it's the internet. We don't care. When you
Don't
say
care.
the internet to us, what we think of is Google
Yeah,
as a
that's the
search
first thing that
engine.
comes to
It's
our
a
mind.
search engine.
Yeah.
Not the apps itself that run off the internet. Because we grew up in the time where the internet was already a fucking infrastructure that was already built. So the internet to us is searching things up. The other social medias and things are
social medias,
infrastructures
they're not
that
the
are already
internet.
set up for us to be social. It's not the internet. It's not the internet. It's not the internet. Even though it runs off the internet, we know it runs off the internet.
YouTube.
We don't care.
YouTube.
The internet.
The internet.
YouTube is the internet.
YouTube is
Facebook.
No.
Maybe,
Facebook's
maybe.
a gray area.
Instagram.
No,
No.
definitely
No.
not.
No.
How is this not the internet? Come the fuck on! You guys are fucking with me. Like, this is no way.
I'm not fucking with you.
That is the internet. All of these things are the internet.
It just
wouldn't sound right.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok.
No.
TikTok.
No.
It's not the internet.
No.
What the fuck are you talking?
But you can post
That's
it on
just
the
TikTok.
internet.
Twitter. You can post it on the
post
internet.
TikTok on
But
the
TikTok
internet.
is not the internet. You have to stop using logic. You're using logic right now to think about
But
what
all
we're
of
saying.
these things. Okay, so
No, but see, you're
this is
still
wild
using
to me.
logic.
No. So check it out. This is literally like
Because he grew up where the internet was communication.
Yeah.
But
Not for
yeah.
us.
yeah,
not for us.
like I had a pager. Okay, so
Yeah.
you gotta understand. Like my grandma. Remember, don't check this shit out. So we're talking about like your situation. At one point, my mom fucking went to jail. Right? I had nowhere to fucking go. While my mom was in jail, right? She fucking got evicted, which means they kicked us out of our house while my mom was in jail. My fucking uncle.
You're
no,
probably
no,
like,
no. So check this shit out. So now you guys have weed stores available anywhere. You guys have access to
That's the
weed
plug.
basically fucking anywhere, right? So check this shit out. Like, if you had a weed dealer back in my time, like you were just
They grew
lucky
it.
to find somebody that knew how to get some fucking skunky ass, fucking sticky ass weed, right? That's what you were looking for.
Instead
That's
of the
all it
Reggie.
was.
The Reggie, the brickweed.
No, bro, no. So you were looking for that sticky fucking, you hear Snoop Dogg talk about that sticky icky. Like, that's what the fuck it was.
Ain't no
back
launch,
then.
keep
You got a
clippings, dog.
bag, and that shit was fucking gacked out. It was sticky as fuck. And so it was just different times. So my mom goes to jail. My grandma calls my uncle, has him come stay with me. This dude pulls out. You ever see a fucking pill container that has like the days of the week?
Yes.
He literally
Oh my
busts
God.
one of these out, and he has different kinds of weed in each one. And I've never. No, and at this point, so now you gotta understand. I'm 13. I'm
Strains were
13.
not a thing back then. You were lucky
No.
to get weed.
Oh no, no. So there
You were
was
lucky to
strains.
just get
There
whatever
was
you
strains.
got.
There was like the Northern Lights was a strain, right?
Alaskan Thunderfuck.
Alaskan Thunderfuck was
Chem
a
Dog?
strain. Yeah. No.
OG.
OG Chem Dog was not even around. I was joking. No. This was pre all of that. Yeah. There was like Jack Herrera, all the OG strains, and this is what we talked about doing, like an OG strain line, just bringing back the fucking. But anyhow, this is the first person that was like a connoisseur of fucking weed. He had Afghani, which he called Affy. He's like, oh, it was bright green. It just glowed. It was beautiful, and everything in here was just amazing. He's like,
Afghani weed does look gorgeous.
and then
I
he had
will
this.
say.
And then he had this other
Does
container.
it not?
Yeah, so he had all
it
these
smoke
different.
right there?
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
It was so good.
It's green.
It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was tasty.
It
He
tastes
had
the
the
way
best.
it looks.
This is the first time like I had ever smoked like the best weed ever. Right? And so he like shared a little bit of each, and then he had this one hitter quitter. Now, if you ever had a dealer back then, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, I got that one hitter." You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. No. I had never come across any kind of weed like this. Now, this weed is the weed that is like regular weed to you guys now. So you enter in at like regular weed shit.
I
Like,
entered in at top shelf.
Yeah,
I entered
seriously.
in at
But
top
when he
shelf
said one
weed.
hitter quitter, literally I was catatonic. I took 2 tokes off of it. I took a toke off. I handed it. He let me hit green. I passed it back to him, right? And then he fucking passes it back. I take another toke off. I go to hand it to him, and he goes, "Nah, I'm good." And I'm like, "All right." I take one more toke. I pass the fuck out. I wake up in the morning. I literally. No. This is like a full 8 hours. We talked about the sleep thing earlier where I don't need. No, I was catatonic. I did not move. I woke up with the pipe in the same hand and the lighter in the hand on the couch, just slumped. I wake up in the morning. I'm just like. My uncle's nowhere to be. He already got up and went to work. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I woke up in this fucking empty ass living room, slumped on the couch. I look over. I'm like, the fuck happened last night, man? Again, and I look and I got the lighter in the fucking pipe in my hand. I'm just like, he was not fucking joking. I had never smoked some weed like that before
So I
in
will
my
say,
life. KO'd for the fucking night, bro.
just for anybody listening, I hope you all know that this podcast is recorded on extreme amounts of marijuana and alcohol. Always.
Oh, you mean like the stoned apes theory isn't just like a play on words, it's literal too?
I know it's crazy.
No cap?
No
But
cap?
anyways.
No cap, fam? Like,
You for real right
so
now?
I literally had a talk with Zach about like, okay, explain to me the cap shit,
No
bro.
cap?
Like, what is
cap?
this?
Just
I don't
means
know.
like no lie, like you're not lying.
No, I understand that. I
And if you
understand how
asked
it's
us-
used.
listen, if you
in
asked
the
us-
context of how it's used, I understand what no
Okay.
cap means.
So-
but literally, where the fuck does this
We don't
terminology?
know. We don't know. We don't know. This is the thing that you
No.
need to understand about the internet.
Comes
If
from the
you,
hood.
No,
if
so
you,
he was explaining to me that it means there's no lid on, there's no top on this. Like it means
Like
no
you're not
cap.
capping.
Like there's literally a
There's
fucking
multiple meanings to it. Though.
Yeah, right.
that's the thing is that if you
Like
use
language
internet
is changing.
dialect,
Like I'm so glad that we have the Urban Dictionary, so I can like try
Well,
to
dude,
get a grasp on this shit.
if
right?
you use internet dialect, depending on the person that you talk to, it
It'll mean
means
something
entirely different shit all the time. So keeping up with it is impossible. You just kind of hope that, like
No cap.
I know no cap means no lie.
right? Yeah. No, totally. You can by
And
the
if you
context
ask
in which
me,
it's used.
yeah, and if you ask
Are you
me
being
where
for
does
real
that
right
come from, I'd
unless
be
you're
like,
totally fucking oblivious.
No
you know what
idea.
I'm saying?
I don't know where it comes from. I wouldn't be able to tell you where it comes from. I also don't give a singular fuck where it comes from. It really doesn't matter to me.
Well, it's funny to me, but I'm curious. So, this is hyperfixation, language and fucking words and etymology, right? Like, when I grew up, I literally had a dictionary and a fucking thesaurus, and this was my internet. When I was a kid, like, I remember being like 4, 5 years old. Anything I wanted to know, I had an encyclopedia. I would go and pull the encyclopedia off the shelf, and or I had a dictionary, right? And I could go and I could find, you know, and it was alphabetic.
So much time to learn.
And it was alphabetic.
Do
Dude,
you remember what-
check this out, dude.
Not want to
I
read
found
this whole
out.
book to learn one topic.
No, I found this out later. My dad told me recently too, like probably a couple months ago. He was like, "Oh, yeah, that encyclopedia set was mine," and he spent like $2,500 on this
God
encyclopedia. It was a hardback, leather-bound encyclopedia
Encyclopedia
set.
Britannica.
But what ended up happening is that was actually an investment, which he didn't know. That I had a fucking intimate relationship with this fucking encyclopedia because they were beautiful. They were like gold embossed and leather bound. They were, and like I remember the
For $2,500 fucking dollars, they better be.
right? No, so
Shit.
check it out. I think there was like maybe 1,500. I might be exaggerating there. I don't know exactly, but it was a fucking outrageous
Listen,
amount.
any book over like $40 to me is fucking expensive. I'm like,
the
I'm not.
internet, right?
Yeah,
Bro, I'm
I'll
not
Google
spending
some
more than
shit.
$30 on
yeah,
a
just
book. I'm
torrent
sorry,
it. Just
like,
torrent a book.
And so
Yeah,
like,
I know. Like,
I
I
was
could
just
just
had
read
this
this on the
obsession
internet.
with words because of that.
Even
right?
$30, I'm like, I could probably find it online for free.
Honestly.
Like, it took up until this year to buy the Adobe products. I cracked all of them up until this point.
Okay, I'm
and
gonna say
even
one word.
then-
I'm gonna say one word. Or it's actually 2 words. It is Pirate Bay.
Oh, yes, sir. Pirate Bay,
We're so glad that
LimeWire.
we've moved on from Pirate Bay because
But
So what? Okay,
I kinda,
what's
no.
hold on,
It's a lot
hold
more
on.
chaotic now.
hold on.
it made everything so beautiful, dude.
So,
I went
let
through
me be-
everything.
I'll be honest, like,
fucking-
No, hold
I
on.
would use Pirate
Hold on.
Bay if I really wanted to.
Nope. Let me be the mediator.
All right.
Because in your day, Pirate Bay was a shit. I grew up with the shift from Pirate Bay to LimeWire.
No, LimeWire, yeah.
Okay. From Pirate Bay to LimeWire to then like all of your shit. There's so many sites, and then at that point, your goal is
Do you
to
remember
figure out
Napster?
Which
Yes.
site has the
Right?
best copy?
And then Kazaa, right?
What?
where
You
do you
remember
go to
Kazaa?
watch your anime.
That
I
sounds
have
dope
like
though.
6 different websites.
Kiss Anime.
Oh yeah,
Dead.
Kiss Anime. Yeah.
Gone. Evaporated.
Go Anime.
Go Anime. Not the best.
So Kiss Anime, Kiss
Anime.
Cartoon.
So he's my proxy.
Update.com.
He's my proxy. I'm like, oh, what's the new site? Right? So he always fucking
Animix.2.
knows what's fucking.
I'll call
new.
them all out. I'll call
so-
them all out right now. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, what's up? What's
So-
up? Fund
what's up?
us. Fund us.
So
we need that ad dollars, you know what I'm
So
saying?
what's
We need to
sweet,
come up on those fucking funds and shit.
What's amazing is that like you two
Twist
have
Anime.
your fucking like proxy, and I'm the exact mediator
1, 2, 3
between
movies.
you two of exact. Because like I relate where you're coming from because my parents are the same age, but I relate where you're coming from because I'm almost the same age as you. So like this shit that like, because yeah, where I got all my shit, where I pirated my shit from, I didn't care about LimeWire, Napster, any of that shit. Like that's where I started in 6th grade. You know,
Yeah.
in 6th fucking grade. By 7th grade, I was like, oh, bro, Kiss Cartoon, Kiss Anime, what the fuck you talking about, bro? I'm on Steam. Fucking, what do you mean?
The first major one that I heard of was Crunchyroll.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
by the time that like I
No,
had
here's the
talked
thing,
to
I was
Zach
hating
about
on
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Hold on.
No,
I
he
was
was like
hating on
he was so
Crunchyroll.
many
I
like
still
past
have
Crunchyroll.
Well, because here's the thing. You have to pay for Crunchyroll. I don't want to pay for shit. Kiss
Yeah.
Anime, you don't have to pay for. You just have to have a good ad blocker so that you don't get a virus on your
Kissed
computer.
Anime for like
'Kay.
2 years and
L-
then
so-
Because that's where we grow up in.
hold on,
we
hold
grow
on.
up in
I got
not
a
getting a
question.
virus.
I got a question. I got another question, like one of those fucking ones. Okay, MySpace.
Yeah?
Did you have a MySpace?
No.
MySpace.
I never had a MySpace.
MySpace.
They're younger
Bro,
than me.
okay, so check this shit out.
They're
all right?
younger than me. I didn't have a
This is
MySpace. Why do you think
literally-
they fucking would?
This
I
is
learned about
literally
MySpace like
like
maybe
chat
at the
rooms.
end of elementary school.
So
I was like,
chat
what the fuck
rooms-
is a MySpace?
Facebook was like MySpace
Dude.
was a meme. Like was the first meme
was
for
a
us. We
meme.
were using Facebook
Oh.
talking shit about MySpace
And
was
it-
where we
I
were
can't
at.
believe that it went down because it taught so many kids how to code because you could literally.
Oh yeah,
hack
it was your own blog.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
your own HTML website. Yeah,
It was so fucking dope. It was.
You
so,
had access. You
yeah,
were using
it was
HTML5 to make your own shit. You were
Yeah.
using the own
Like so many
hypertext
kids
markup
got
language to do the thing. It
into
was
programming because of that shit, right? Like straight up, like that generation. That's like what led to Facebook, right? You
But
know what I mean?
Facebook made it accessible. Because where MySpace
I
alienated
remember
people
when
is that
Facebook
people were
launched.
not willing to
now
learn the
anybody can get on
HTML
Facebook.
code.
Everybody's grandma can get on Facebook and
Bro.
post anything they want.
Check
Exactly.
this shit out. You guys are used to the Facebook now, right? When I got
no.
on Facebook,
I was used to the Facebook when it got invented, sir.
So did you see it when it was just the white pages?
Yes.
When it was just check
Yes.
this out. My friend,
on my library computer in like 3rd or 4th grade. But
that's
yes.
so amazing, dude. So check this out. You want to know how old I was when that was happening? I was 22 or 23.
Yeah, and I was in kindergarten.
Bro, right? So check this out. I remember it. My friend.
Yeah, it was my dad's balls at that point, but cool.
My friend literally called me. She's like, "Hey, you should check out this new Facebook thing," because she was going to the UW, and she's like, "Yeah, it's just like you can like share. It's like MySpace, but like for people at the university and stuff. But then like anybody can have their own site." So I was like, "Okay, let me check it out." Bro, this was in the white pages day when it was like just text, and then people figured out, pictures, and people figured out video, and then it just like. So I've seen the whole evolution from MySpace to Facebook, all of the social media shit,
wild, though.
and
That's
to
a
me,
crazy
that's why.
time.
To me, it literally I had to go online before the app.
Wow.
So I grew
I was
up,
on Facebook
Musically.
pre-app.
actually
Pre-app.
Oh,
so
dude.
that's why the Facebook to me is
the internet, but
all
it's
of
not.
those shit because
But it's
for
not.
me, I used to have to go to myspace.com
Right.
Yeah.
online.
So-
you know what I'm saying? Like that's how fucking bro.
So
So,
when we
that's why
say-
when you
when
guys
we say
like there's a
YouTube-
differentiation between that and the internet, my brain just
So
it's like
notice-
in
It
has to be
cognitive
something that
dissonance,
gives you
right? And I'm
information
just like,
and not something
So
that
think
people
about it for a
post on.
second. If you ask us about Facebook versus TikTok versus YouTube, we'll say YouTube's the internet, Facebook is the middle ground, TikTok is not the internet. The reason for this is because YouTube is very accessible on the computer. We PC game a lot. YouTube's very easy to go to. So YouTube is still the internet. You're getting information from it. Yeah. Facebook is a middle ground because kinda, but like for the most part, you use it on your phone. TikTok, you exclusively use on your phone. So that's where the distinction becomes. If you use it on anything other than your phone, it's the internet. If you use it only on your phone, not the internet.
Tablet.
See, fuck tablets.
Not the internet.
Fuck.
What? I love tablets.
You literally have an iPad right there.
I know.
It's like the center of your reality, and you're saying
but
fuck
it's
tablets?
not. But it's not the center of my reality. It's not the center of my reality. This laptop is the center of my reality.
Okay. I might have been
This is just an
hyperbolic.
instrument.
I might have been hyperbolic.
Exactly.
This is an instrument that is
It's an extension. It's an extension.
I literally send everything that I make on this iPad to this laptop. I could give a fuck less about the tablet. It's a means to an end because it has pressure sensitivity and a good drawing program that allows me to create the things I want to create. Ultimately, other than that, fuck it. Ultimately, I want a Wacom Cintiq that fucking allows me to do all the things with the Adobe programs I already have. That way I don't even have to fuck with Procreate.
Oh, yeah. So we're talking about hyperfixations, right? What happened the other day with the whole fucking Adobe suite, right? What happened?
So basically, I got hyperfixated on
we cracked a nut, right? We cracked a nut, and it was like an explosion. Ryan went fucking full on, just, oh my god. Oh, it was like a bomb went off in his brain. And he's like, dude, that was totally it. Oh my god, what the fuck? He's like, I'm going home tonight, and I'm purchasing. It was like, whoa, bro.
We'll buy it right now.
Yeah.
Well, because here's
just
what
had a
happened
moment, right?
is that I've been trying to do shit like this, like the podcast, everything, for years. I've had previous versions to things like this for years, but the only difference is that now I actually have any sort of money to invest back into the thing. So before, I was doing everything for free based on what programs I could crack and torrent, and the equipment that I could buy. So that's why I have like relatively good equipment. But my programs are shit because I spent all the money on the fucking equipment. Now, thankfully, because of my career, I have enough to fucking diversify. But
Diversify.
That being said, the fucking the iPad and getting that and Procreate, because I used Photoshop for many fucking years. Procreate is very adaptable and easy to use. That's why I ended up getting the iPad. However,
shout out Procreate.
Yeah.
This dude literally blew my mind. We're talking about Procreate. I come over. He literally shows me a very simple thing, and literally, it was like the tumblers like unlocked my fucking brain, and I was just like, I saw the possibility.
So getting Adobe Creative Cloud was exactly that for me. It was the fucking key, because the
next step,
doing the whole collaboratory thing that we're doing now in this Stoned Ape Theories podcast that you're listening to right now.
Shout out collaboratory,
right? Fucking all of it became like, if I'm gonna be the production guy, I need Adobe Creative Cloud because I know how to use all the Adobe products already. I've been learning this shit since the age of 13, if not longer. Fucking trying to figure, and so I generally know how to use every Adobe interface. Yeah. And so when I was like, oh, I could just buy fucking Adobe Creative Cloud, spend $600 for a year of it, still fuck them. Fuck Adobe entirely, and I don't care if fuck Adobe entirely for making their shit subscription based instead of being one flat fee to buy your program.
Oh,
you
dude,
can go
pay to play shit is so out
you
of
can
hand.
go suck a fat dick for making that happen.
This is why open source and pirating is even a thing, because it becomes so restrictive, and it's like this paywall.
I will not pay monthly for your service.
Yeah, this paywall shit is out of hand, man. Like, so you guys grew up. We're talking about this. You guys grew up in this era.
OnlyFans.
My era was literally.
It's OnlyFans' fault.
Yeah, dude, the OnlyFans.
OnlyFans is a great example for exactly the paywall, like what we're willing to pay for versus what we're not. I'm like, just get because like here's the thing.
OnlyFans is literally a copy paste of Instagram.
Can we delve into conspiracy theories real quick?
But there's titties.
The COVID-19 the COVID-19, right?
Dude.
Can we just all admit
Cucks
that
paying for during
OnlyFans
COVID-19.
released COVID-19? Right? Is this? It wasn't the Chinese. It was
too
clearly
coincidental.
OnlyFans that released the COVID-19 because damn, look at that fucking spike. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as like COVID built it like skyrocketed
COVID built
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
COVID
You know.
produced
Now
this
is that a
tragedy.
coincidence? Is that a coincidence?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I
I
do.
don't
You don't think so?
Yeah.
I like to assume that it was a dude in
You want some
China
of
with
these
a
nuts?
bat.
Coincidental, right?
I think it was a bio.
Is it
Is
not?
it not coincidental, right?
Those nuts.
Out here still making Big Lebowski references in 2022.
Bro,
Fucking what you know about the Coen brothers, bitch.
yeah. Hey, here's the deal. We've already
We've already
gone over
dated
that.
ourselves.
I'm old as fuck, right? So now we got some other artists. We're talking about some. You're delving into some like more detailed shit, talking about the equipment and why you like what you like. Now, have you done any digital art at all, or just?
Hardly, just for like school assignments, I guess. But that's
So you're
it.
like pencil and paper.
Yeah, usually, and only like pencil. I hardly
Dude.
I hardly use color in any of my.
I'm telling you right now, he showed me something that blew my brain to pieces. And over the course of a week, I became a better artist digitally than I ever was my whole life doing anything else.
Okay.
It was like exploded my potential and like changed my whole approach. Because I've been doing pencil and paper and markers and fucking using stencils and rulers and literally doing it the analog hard way, and this felt like cheating. It felt like magic.
Like shit. When he explained to me how he's been doing art, I'm like, because graphic
Like
design.
a caveman.
Graphic design was
Like
my
a fucking
first.
caveman.
Well, I don't see it that way. It's just a different way of doing it.
No, it was my first fixation. So my first tablet was a Wacom Cintiq 13 HD. Now,
Guys
it's
over
a-
here trying to grab my nuts.
Oh god.
it's a really good tablet. It's a really fucking good drawing tablet. But the reason for that was because I got hyper fixated and was able to like use my fucking white privilege to get myself this tablet.
Damn.
Basically.
Excuse you?
But
White privilege?
yeah, exactly.
What does that mean? Okay.
I don't think white privilege exists down here.
Yeah. What do you mean by white
It was
privilege?
basically just coming from a wealthy family. like my parents had the money to be able, I didn't get overly spoiled, but also when I was able to explain exactly why in every detail why I wanted a Wacom Cintiq 13 HD over every other kind of drawing tablet, they got me the tablet because they had the money in order to do so, which a lot of people don't have the access to even be able to do.
All right, you have
So
to
I-
mow 30 lawns. Go get your tablet.
Bro. No, so fortunately,
No, I did pay for part of it. I did pay for but it was like, listen, at that point, because I had shown the effort to make some sort, but it's still it's like, I made like a quarter of the money and paid my dad a quarter of the money. He paid the rest. Like it wasn't
Fair.
yeah, it wasn't. But thankfully, I
Like
looked
with
into
Zach,
that position.
he didn't necessarily have access. Like he wouldn't just come to me and was like, "Oh, I want this, or whatever." But I would try to do a little bit of research, try to find something that was within my price range, that was also fucking adequate for his needs. So that was like always kind of a thing. Because I definitely.
Now the shit box falling apart. Goddamn. That PC is on its last breath. I swear.
That
to God.
PC is?
Yes,
Really?
Dude, I need to
Dude, it
take
was struggling
apart.
to boot up a couple of days ago.
I think you guys really just need to do a total reformat it
I
and start
know.
over.
Yeah, I need to.
Because I don't think
download
it's
all
the
of my
PC. I don't think it.
I need
'cause
to.
You need to get a better
I don't think it's the
motherboard.
hardware. You know what I'm saying?
It's the motherboard and it's the hard drive. The hard drive is just terrible.
Straight bottlenecking it.
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah. So you think that's what's going on?
That's straight up what's going on.
Huh.
So I just gotta.
Because I know you had some problems with your install too, and it took a minute to get it to boot up.
But yeah, I just need to Frankenstein the PC, tear it apart, keep what I want to keep, throw away the rest of it.
So one of the things
Rebuild
we
it.
were talking about the other day is like fucking doing that, like because it's gonna benefit what we're trying to do here, right?
Listen, with Stoned Ape Theories, like for everyone who's listening, anyone who's listening potentially, fucking what we're trying to do, like we have
This is a
lot-
collaboratory production.
we have a lot of expansion that we're trying to do, and a lot of moving pieces are going into this, and in doing so, like our equipment needs to upgrade much.
Yeah.
So
we
any
got,
suggestions?
we got
comment.
pro gamers here. We got people that are creative in all different kinds of ways, right? So we need to
Because that's where you really
we need
shine.
to upgrade. We need to upgrade all of our gear. It's goodbye to the get by.
Yeah, because that's where Zach shines us in the gaming. Because like that
For sure.
shit, that is the shit. Like I delved into it as
If
part
you
of it,
could
but I
not
couldn't.
do that right now with your eyelids, I would really.
Yes, more. Come on, Ryan.
That shit is
All right, Ryan, come on.
so
Let's
terrible.
go. Your turn. Do it.
No,
You can. I know you can.
I'm cutting this part out because there's no visual context for what the fuck is going on.
Come on.
So we're talking
Come on,
about
keep it in.
upgrading your shit, right? And so
Yeah.
now, have you done any amount of research to figure out like what the equipment is that you would like to have?
No, I just know I need a new case and a better hard drive. I'm probably just gonna get like a 2 terabyte, 1 terabyte SSD for my boot drive and
So
my
Ryan
main drive.
And
then
you need to like dial that in.
also upgrade my motherboard because like it was like we ordered it off of Wish. I swear to God, it was not what we ordered, dude. We ordered this really nice, like, I think MSI fucking motherboard.
No, we spent
And-
a lot of time.
And
I
I spent like, I don't know, it wasn't the best motherboard, but I spent like
This
50,
part's gonna be edited out. Do we want? Who wants the last
58
cider?
bucks
This
on
is the
it,
last
dude.
cider.
and it came back and it was like some Chinese like replica piece of shit. It was terrible, dude. I swear to God.
Yeah, we had like the advice of
An ogre. Sorry. No, not actually.
Shrek is love, Shrek is
So now,
life.
did you
Shrek is
ever
love,
look
Shrek is
into
life.
any kind of gaming setup at all?
Oh yeah, so
Because I know you kind of got started in this gaming.
So getting back to
We go back to Roblox.
So,
Should we
get,
talk
so,
about?
so getting back to the
that's-
podcast now, Roblox was never really my hyperfixation. It was more Minecraft now. So I've been
play on Roblox?
I've been
Okay.
trying to do this YouTube thing for a long fucking time, like ever since the age of like 11. Like I have videos up on YouTube from like 8 fucking years ago that were like I
He was
cracked.
cringing so hard the other day because I begged. I was like, "No, you got to show me
have
something.
to show
You
me
have to
some of
play
these
something
videos."
for me." He's literally like, he's like, "Oh God," because he
can
still had
show
his
you one of my
little.
old videos.
He had a kid voice. He didn't have his grown man voice, and he's cringing. So like right now, look at him. He's melting in on himself. Even
Yeah, I
thinking
die
about it.
inside. I
But-
die inside.
No, but he sounded like any fucking kid that was just having a blast playing video games. You're like there's any reason he's just hating himself so fucking hard over here. And I'm like, dude, you sound fucking like a cool ass kid. And like literally, it's like you could have been in any of one of Zach's friends playing games because that's like the shit that he was doing.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
and like
so going back to that, like, and they were like, I made my own thumbnails. I edited my own shit. I did all the things. Like, I cracked Cam Studio Pro
Mr.
and
Beast?
Photoshop and to do
you
all.
were
the,
Mr. Beast.
Dude, no, clearly because he's a millionaire and I'm fucking clearly not. But it did become a hyperfixation, and now getting back to this like level of production is nice
Okay.
to get
Here.
back into the realm of it, especially
Wha-
since I have the money to
Gamer
get
tags. Gamer tags. What were
Ryan
some-
likes pie was always mine.
Ryan likes pie.
But pie was spelled P-I, like the number.
Oh, because
And
you
so
can
the-
recite pi.
Yes, I can recite
This guy-
3.14159265358979322846264384626423832795 off the top of my
Like
head.
a party trick.
But-
right? This guy the other day we got to talking about pi and like the golden ratio and shit, and he just like pi was and I'm just like, what the fuck is even happening right now? I'm just rattling off numbers and like, damn. And it's like, yeah, I used to know it more, but I'm like, I'm like, I'm still recoiling.
How many numbers did you used to know?
So, I mean, if you want 3.141592653589793238462643383279532. Yeah, it's over like almost 40, 50 numbers.
He's like the Rain Man over here with Pi, like you with a Rubik's Cube the other day. He's like, oh yeah, you guys want to see a magic trick? I'm just like, what? I didn't even know a Rubik's Cube could move like that. Seriously.
And that Rubik's Cube is pretty stiff as well.
That Rubik's Cube has never moved like that. That's why. It's like basically a brand new Rubik's Cube that hasn't been broken in.
No, that's like, it's bad. Like, over the years, it got worse.
It's because it's an original brand Rubik's Cube. You're not supposed to get original brand. They don't make good cubes. You have to get speed cubes.
Okay, now who makes a good speed cube?
I couldn't name one off the top of my head.
Well, fuck it. We're going to find out right now who makes a good speed cube.
Yeah, that's where, like, man, I went so deep into the fucking production. Like, yeah, I can't watch my old videos at all. Like, only I really know how to find them. Like, I'm sure if someone was dedicated enough, they could backtrace fucking to find it, but man, and like, so showing
it's forever gonna be on the Wayback Machine.
Well, listen, I could go and delete them. Like, I know how I could go and delete them. I haven't, and I'm probably just gonna leave them up forever because it is like a good baseline of where the fuck I started. Because I mean, I did get. Like, I worked to buy all the things, like the microphone and the fucking and the shit, and like I
proud of what you created at the time.
Oh yeah, at the time, exactly. But then you watch it later and you're like, I want to die watching this because I've learned so much more from where I was. That watching this just seems like a fucking waste of life at that point because you're like, this isn't even close to what I am capable of doing now.
I get that.
Yeah. And you need that. You need that a little bit to fuel you to figure out like what the potential is. You know? And so that's why we're here right now fucking doing this, because it's like we started working together and it was like, damn, dude's got hella talents and he's got so many skills that he's gained over his short life. How old are you?
20.
20. Man. Yeah, see, I'm not 40 yet. I just turned 39 in January, right? But at the same time, like, I can recognize in him that, like, this dude is a freak of nature, right? And he is, like, literally a force to be reckoned with. And he's got some of the same hyperfixation and obsession shit. And you need those extraordinary people, you know? And it's like when you can recognize that, like, how you guys hit it off. You know what I'm saying? Like and having those people in your life that you fucking click with, that you can recognize that they're like skillful, talented, you know, like and finding those people that you can partner with and fucking build something with.
Well, in the spirit of this whole episode being roughly, generally, about how our brains are all fucked up. Like a great realization in all of this is like, because all of our brains are fucked up to a certain general degree, is that you need the extra. You need that. You need the flaws. You need the extra. You need the fucking. The chemical imbalances that create the creativity that leads to the things. Without these things, that because they can torture us in life, like, you know, they can be negative. Like it's entirely like.
Well, I feel like this podcast is already a good representation of, like, you know, what's fucked up with our heads. You know, just by listening to us talk and like our dialogue, you could already tell. I don't know. I mean, I guess just from like an outside perspective.
Right.
That's kind of how I see it a little bit. We don't have to stay on point like that.
But
I think this talk was like a good, it's already like that.
Yeah. No, it's like just finding the vibe and just kind of going with it. I feel like it's been pretty natural.
Yeah.
Taking its course. But, yeah, dude, that shit is wild. And the more that you become aware of how your brain is fucked up, like recently, I've dealt with dyslexia my whole life. It made school really difficult for me, but I was so embarrassed, and so ashamed. Like I never talked to anybody about like how difficult it was for me to read, right? And then it wasn't till later on that like I realized to that point in my life, because I had so many shitty jobs and so many shitty bosses. The one thing I can say about Bill,
not a shitty boss.
Bill was not. He never treated you like a piece of shit.
No, never.
And
never.
so I can say that. Like I've worked jobs to where I was treated like I was just fucking worthless. Like I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
You know, here's the thing.
Now you have, how many jobs have you had, Tweedy?
Just two. So
2 jobs. So where have you worked?
Starbucks and Fred Meyer.
Okay.
And I also like kind of did roofing for like a weekend.
Okay, yeah. I remember that episode, right?
Yeah. So here's the thing, like, I never had any of that retail experience, right? I went straight into the fucking trades. Like, that was immediately where I went in life. But with Bill, like, after everything that we talked shit about Bill, I still returned to his company 3 different times, you know? Got hired the first time, came back the second time, came back the third time.
Let's be honest, it was because of me. You came back because you loved me, Ryan.
Well, it was
back.
It was that, yeah, kind of, honestly, yeah. It was you and Cody and like everything that like Bill attracts, because ultimately, and plus I know that like his checks never bounce. Like that's one thing. Like his checks, like
I only had one incident ever where Bill was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah, and I had one incident like that too, where he was paying me the wrong rate for a while. He told me I had got a raise, but the accountant didn't know, but ultimately it got settled, and he back paid me what I was owed. So like the fact that he was willing to do that, like I don't give a fuck half the time. If you're willing to do those things and admit your fucking mistake and still back pay me the money that I'm owed individually, like that's just a fucking massive amount of like. So, like, his checks never bounced. He was always a great guy. And that's where, like, I came back to him 3 times. But, man, he should not be running construction.
He knew how to get sympathy. He knew how to get you to sympathize with him, right? And, like, he I was personally invested.
Here's the thing I truly believe with Bill. I was personally invested, too. He got me personally invested.
Does he have a story?
Yeah,
he does.
He's an interesting dude. He's very knowledgeable. Like there's a lot.
And he's a fucking character, bro.
All of the you know, like it might have sounded like we've just been taking a fat shit on his face, like.
And that's because we had to deal with all the bad aspects of him. And
there was a reason that we hung around, and that was because he's like genuinely a good dude. His heart's in the right place.
Right.
But he is a chaotic whirlwind.
Dude, we had company meetings where he would be like, yeah, you know when you guys just wake up at like 3 a.m. just having a fucking panic attack over everything you gotta get done? I'm like, no. No, I don't. I don't wake up at 3 a.m. with fucking panic attacks, and I feel like you should change whatever it is you're doing if you're waking up at 3.
I started. That's what...
Yeah.
I started to have that.
No, because after a certain amount of time, all of Bill's stress becomes your stress. Because he... unintentionally.
I was totally bringing it home. And I had to get a point where, like, in my mind, I had to, like, put up boundaries where I was like,
you have to separate it because... and that's where it became hard for me because my truck, not only was I running me and Grant, which became basically our own crew, because, like, there was, like, so many subsection of crews. Like, Justin ran all of construction, but then also if construction didn't have enough whatever... Grant and I would be sent out to do fucking solo whatever where like we got sent out to do irrigation jobs on our own. Like, I don't have any irrigation tools with me, but I got sent out to do them because Bill was like, "You have tools?" I'm like, "Yeah, but not the right tools." And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, you'll figure it out." And I'm like, but and like Zach, and like, hold on, Zach, you got to experience. Zach, you got to experience where we had to light an entire property.
Yep.
Without any fucking wire strippers. Because I didn't have them. I didn't have a pair of wire strippers with me. And Bill just assumed that I would have wire strippers with me. And I was like, but I don't. And he's like, well, do you have wire cutters? And I was like, oh, so I'm just going to do this the whole way? And he's like,
like circumcise the wires.
Well, and I
perfect way to
dude, I literally had to spend like 20 minutes teaching him how to do it because I've done it before, and so I was like, you literally have to like score it around the outside, then barely pinch it in, and then fucking try to pull and wiggle it out so that the fucking shit separates and goes. Like, thankfully I've had to do that shit before without wire strippers, but like, for Bill just to automatically assume, like, you're gonna go out and do this job, you should have these tools. Why should I have these tools? Why should I have them? Why should me personally, as your employee, have all the tools that you need for me to do the job? Dude,
So
when we
when
went
I
and
started-
set up that home
when
show...
I started, that's where I got frustrated. So I just brought my own tools.
Yeah.
So I knew that I had everything that I needed. So this is the thing where I wrangled him into it. You know what I'm saying? And I was bringing this shit home with me, and I had to like set up these boundaries where I was just like, no, like fuck that. This is not personal. I can't personally be attached to it.
Dude, I was in the same way. Like, I would come home and like...
And as soon as I did that, it was a transformation.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't have to worry about
100%.
this. This isn't my problem.
100%.
I didn't create this problem. It is my responsibility to try to solve the problem, but I can't be
But I shouldn't bring it
responsible
home. Yeah.
for the cause of the problem.
Now, and listen, I got trapped in the same thing, because here's the thing. When you're working 12 hours a day for a company, like, the amount of time you spend at home is, like, very minuscule compared to what the fuck you actually end up going and doing. Like, because, like, I would spend, like, all right, if I work at Earth Dance for 12 hours a day, right, even if I stay up late to do the thing and to spend time with my family, by the time my daughter or my fiance at the time went to bed, like, fucking, I had spent like 3 hours with them. Realistically, I had spent 12 hours previously at the fucking Earth Dance job.
On that scale, that'll make you feel like shit real fast.
Oh, real fucking fast.
You feel like a real piece of shit.
Yeah, because it's like, ultimately, like, I spent so many fucking hours of my day just trying to make somebody else's dream fucking happen. Meanwhile, it's like, oh, you're being a piece of shit to me because you're stressed out about something. It's like, yeah, well, I'm stressed out about something because I'm going to have to deal with it within the next 10 hours of my existence. Like, I worked for 12 hours, came home, I get 3 hours of fucking being awake and like 6 hours of going to sleep, and then an hour to get to the job the next day. And so in that time, it's like, there's never really a time to shut your brain off and to really think about what the fuck is going on. You're just so capsulated in, like, this is what needs to happen to finish the job. We need to get the irrigation done. We need to get the lighting done. We need to get the plants in. We need to get the irrigation done. We need to get the lights in. We need to get the plants in. We need to get the irrigation done. We need to get the plants in. We need to get the lights. And you just fucking, like, get caught in that fucking loop of, like, we just need to do the fucking things.
And so now you understand when we're talking about, like, mental illness.
That's why I coped with weed and video games.
Oh, because it needs to happen. Like, dude, if we didn't have weed, nothing at Earth Dance would have got done. Period. Because because we got so stressed out that we needed something to fucking take the fucking edge off.
It's undervalued. Hey, Tweedy, does weed make you productive?
It depends on how much I take. Like, if I smoke a little bit, yeah, but like, if I take like 2 Rogies to the dome, no, I'm gonna be wanting to
2
chill
Rogies
out.
to the dome is a great fucking. I'm so glad that's a thing now. But yeah, rest in peace, Rogie, motherfucking legend out here.
And it also depends on which strain, you know, like.
And see, that's a beautiful thing for you to recognize, you know, is that, like, you can be productive with weed, because, like, a lot of people, like, associate weed with being unproductive, but, like, for me, I'm actually more unproductive if I don't smoke weed, because I get trapped in an anxiety cycle that I can't break until I smoke some fucking weed, and it's like, oh yeah, just do the things, and then I just do the fucking things, and I'm like, oh, it's done. It's done, and as long as
that bad.
Yeah.
It's just the hardest part is just getting started.
Exactly, and if you're fucking, and honestly,
once you're started, it's easy going from there.
And dude, if you want to get started at something, how easy is it to get started with just going, oh, I'm just gonna fucking smoke some weed and then do this thing? Because immediately you're like, well, at least I'm smoking weed while I'm doing it, but then you're already started doing it. So then by the time you're done, you're like, well, fuck, I got it done, and I was fucking high while I did it. That's like a fucking win-win. And that's where my brain went to.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right? To do something that you genuinely enjoy doing and, like, gives you a sense of, like, fulfillment.
Yeah.
that makes your existence like
Validated.
yeah, that validates your existence, right?
Yeah.
Like fuck, I think everybody's on that quest, right? Just trying to figure out like, why the fuck am I here? What is the point of my existence?
Fulfillment really
What do I gotta
is-
do to feel good about this? You know, and that's where drugs come in. That's why addiction is like such a slippery slope.
It really
You know,
is.
like-
Yeah, drugs just
Dude,
give
you
a
look-
false sense of validation from everything, you know? It makes everything 10 times more, I don't know, interesting, I guess, but in a very unproductive way, I feel like sometimes.
Sometimes I feel like it turns the volume down, and sometimes I feel like it turns the volume up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I get
sometimes,
that.
sometimes I'm vibing on the volume down. Sometimes I'm vibing on the volume up. And like maybe that's what the fuck bipolar is.
Who knows, dude?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know, like if you talk to my girlfriend, she'll tell you I'm a fucking crazy person, and I have like a monthly manic cycle where like at like a certain point in the month I have like maybe like a 3 to 5 day
Dude.
manic period. And
When
then
we
sometimes-
started talking about this is when I felt the real connection, because my baby mama, fucking, we're not together anymore, but we still hang out much of the time, and she knows, well aware of my fucking mental cycle, and it really is like the monthly mental cycle of like 2 weeks you're fucking great, like you're the best you've ever been, and like for the other 2 weeks you're just like completely in another universe of like being. It's crazy to even be in that fucking realm.
Yeah. And you know, you're talking about like the chaos of work, and like you get in that rhythm, you get stuck in that cycle, right? And it's like, man, there's literally like 2 years where I was just struggling so hard just to fucking make ends meet, just to like clawing away at life and just trying to fucking get some traction, to get, you know what I'm saying? Like
Any sort of stability.
Yeah, dude. And like I was telling my girlfriend, you know, she was like kind of embarrassed, and she was like, you know, like she's like, well, I'm sorry you had to do that, you know. But I was talking about like stealing fucking diapers and shit, and fucking formula and fucking wipes, and
Well, but like you're not even in the mode of like that's
because
something.
she was
shitty.
not even aware of it at all, because I kept that shit. You know,
Yeah,
nobody
you're-
was fucking privy to the shit that I was doing, but that was just scraping.
Oh, I
the
know.
fucking-
I dropped the ball on her, fucking that first time you came over, and I was like, "Don't give me
But
one."
that's that real shit. That's that real shit.
It's the real
that
shit,
you
you know,
do.
sometimes it's shit
'cause
you gotta
you're
do.
on that get by. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to say goodbye
Bye to the get by.
Right? Like that's my motto for this year, right? That was like the one thing where I'm like goodbye to the get by. Because fuck that. Like being trapped in that mentality, and like the poverty mentality of just fucking having enough to fucking get by.
So thankfully,
That's
growing
bullshit,
up,
it's a trap. It's a fucking trap.
Growing
It'll
up in
get
the
you stuck.
environment that I grew up in, like my parents are very good with money. My mom's an accountant. She is inherently really good
No,
with fucking
in that,
numbers.
like we talked, we're polar opposites.
Yeah, we're
You got
polar fucking opposites, and it's you know, I feel very lucky to be in the situation that I'm in, but also it's like it's a complete like disassociation almost to like the rest of the world and like how they view money. Like, dude, it is like viewing money the way I view money. And viewing it from like the perspective of like my mom and like shit in our socioeconomic
dude, you're
class.
so far ahead in that game than me.
Oh, and it feels great, but it also feels fucking alienating, because like the people who I fucking hang out with, I talk to them about money, and like the understanding is so different in the way we use it to utilize it, because like I am so fucking lucky in the fact that like I use money to survive, but ultimately I have a safety net that's bigger than like 85% of the population. It's an amazing fucking thing to be in.
I don't even know what that even feels like at all.
Yeah,
The
it's
sense
a
of
crazy
safety net.
It's a crazy feeling.
Like, bro,
And because I've never known a time without. Well, actually, that's a
like,
lie.
every
because
time I told you, like, I've been at zero, complete zero, have to start over. I mean that. Like, zero. Like, no safety net, no fucking nothing.
No parents
Like,
to go back to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like, my parents have had a time where, like, they, you know, they'd cut me off. And so, like, realistically, that's my closest version of, like, coming to that, where it's like, if my parents cut me off, what the fuck would I do? And ultimately, that's what fucking brought it together. Yeah, this has been a fucking crazy fucking podcast.
Bro, so what were we even talking about? Mental illness?
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but we were so focused on like the Earth Dance.
Dude, we got
topic for
an hour.
an hour and a half of just Earth Dance.
Dude, say something, man. I'm sorry, that was a tangent, you know.
No, but I liked it.
But we got on it
naturally.
Yeah,
we got on it, and that's what it is.
We did a full circle.
And ultimately, like.
Well, my hope, anyhow, is that your experience there wasn't totally terrible and that you took away at least something and that know that I was trying not to be a fucking total dick.
And if nothing, this podcast in its entirety is a way to bring everyone fucking closer together and get a better understanding and talk about everything.
Yeah.
Like, we have a general topic at the beginning of every episode, but we're never going to fucking stick to it.
How?
It's just not...
How are we going to do that?
It's not how our...
possible, dude.
It's not how our brains work, and that's what we discussed this episode.
Yeah. And it's like the more that I understand that, like, the more that life kind of makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm addicted to distraction. 100%.
Dude.
Like, I distract myself over everything. Like, if I have something I need to focus on, I'm like, yeah, let's focus on that. But also, let's distract myself from that thing I need to focus on for a while before I focus on the thing I need to focus on.
With that shit, dude.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Addicted to
Just gave me an
distraction.
insight into my own psyche.
Like,
Dude.
No, legit, right? So how long have we been doing this? What's the counter say?
It's been like 3 hours.
Fucking almost 3.5 hours.
It flew by. It flew by pretty quick.
Goddamn.
Thanks for fucking hanging in there, Tweedy.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Appreciate
gonna have to
you.
I'm definitely gonna have to fucking edit this down for a few bits and bleep out some fucking things. Let's get a fist bump all fucking around. Fucking hell yeah.
Everybody.
Stoned Ape Theories episode number 2.
Yeah.
As shit goes on, we'll get everything more fucking tightened down and fucking formulaic so it doesn't all bounce all over the place. But you know
by
what?
the way, shout out to Incline Cider Company.
Yeah, hell yeah.
With the hazy honey crisp for lubricating this episode.
Yeah. Because every episode of the Stoned Ape Theories, fucking, we're always intoxicated fucking recording this. So, yeah, between that and fucking Rolling Rock and a copious amount of marijuana, that is exactly where I'm sitting at recording this. But fuck yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Fuck
So,
yeah. This shit's crazy, but we'll fucking, it's all over the place. But fucking next Saturday we'll come back with another fucking episode.
Yeah.
Doing more and more shit. Getting everything fucking hammered down. Fuck yeah.
So,
I'm happy to see where it goes.
Fuck on.
Fuck
fuck
on.
off.
Fuck on and fuck right off.
Yeah.
Fuck on and fuck off in the realest. Fuck on and fuck right off.